Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
It's after bedtime, the kids are asleep, and the moms are out to play.
We're Dina and Kristen, the duo behind the Instagram account Big Little Feelings. I'm Dina. I'm a child therapist and mom of two who nerds out on all things neurobiology and psychology. And Kristen is a parent coach who wrangles 3 kids on a daily basis, here to give it to us like it is.
We weren't meant to do this parenting thing alone. Consider After Bedtime your village.
Follow After Bedtime with Big Little Feelings on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. I've just found the secret of how to become like a viral video star.
Uh-oh.
All you got to do is just go on somebody's Ring camera and argue with them.
Well, that seems to be a popular thing to do.
Yeah. So, because this video from a couple of years ago, guess what? It's making the rounds again. The DoorDash driver arguing with a customer on their Ring camera about the size of the tip they left her.
Size of the tip, okay.
Yeah, as it were. And you can catch this on the BJ Miggs page of KISW.com. She thought she deserved more than $8 because of the distance she drove, but the customer did not. And so because of that, this DoorDash driver, she left with the food.
I believe it.
No, I could speak to you, actually. I don't think you realize the distance that it's come from. Because I drove 40 minutes.
I don't understand. That's a 15, 20-minute drive.
It's not. It's 12 and a half miles. So I think you need to adjust your tip.
How much is the tip?
You gave an $8 tip.
What the hell are you looking for? I gave an $8.
Okay, I'm going to bring the food back. Okay.
Is she kidding?
$8? What the
This sounds very New York, just in their accents, first of all. But secondly, isn't that an issue that she should be taking up with DoorDash? I mean, I feel like $8 is a pretty damn good tip.
I don't know how much the food is, but that, $8.
That's true.
Yeah, $8 usually. I mean, to give somebody, that means it had to be a $40 order, usually.
Around that, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I don't know if you tip the restaurant. I have no idea. But
I love that guy's reaction. Are you kidding me? I'm giving you $8. What more do you want from me?
Yeah.
So, have you done that yet, BJ? Argued with anyone through the Ring cam?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, no one's ever talked to me. I think that's the problem. I think
you need to talk to them first. Every time somebody comes up to your door.
I never use that function on my Ring cam. I never communicate with anyone through. I'm like, this just seems okay. Like, I'm lazy, but if I'm gonna have a conversation with someone through my Ring cam, if I'm in the house, I'm gonna get up and walk and open the door.
Nah, see, I do that when hey, sorry, I'm in a meeting right now. I can't come to the door, so please stop knocking. I'm not in the meeting. I just want them to leave.
Look at everybody, so social.
I don't want to talk about whatever the hell you're trying to sell me. I don't want it.
Well, then don't even answer it. Oh, because they keep knocking.
Because they keep knocking.
Yeah. I mean, that is the point. The point is that who's knocking at your door? If it's not somebody bringing food, it's somebody that wants to sell you something you don't want. Which is interesting because I thought they stopped doing that. I thought they realized people don't want you to come to their homes anymore to sell.
Oh, are you kidding me? At least once a week, somebody's knocking one, selling me on solar panels or some new. We're doing pest solutions, and it's like Jimmy Joe Bob's Pest Solutions. I'm like, dude, good luck. I mean, unless you're going to give me a ridiculous deal, I'm going to stick with what I got.
Oh, I did have that once where somebody did come in hey, pest solution. I'm like, I get the random ant every now and then, but I'm fine. Thank you, though. And I took the little flyer, put it in the recycling bin. 3 days later, ants all over. So I guess who called?
He set you up.
I know.
Yep. As soon as you close that door, he just sprinkled some ants all over your house.
I'm like, do I still get the deal? He's like, well, I'll work it out. I'm like, okay. and I got the deal.
He totally
Quote-unquote
played
deal.
you, dude.
I know. But
wow.
I hate bugs, so
Wow.
take my money.
How about that?
It
man?
worked. I had to go dig
What
it
a
out of the
great
recycling
scam that
can.
would be. It's like the person like that, like, I don't know, like sets fire to homes, but is a firefighter.
Boy, that would be a horrible, horrible situation.
It's a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah,
you know? I watched 911 maybe a little too much.
Maybe
I
just
don't
a little
know.
too much, but yeah. Wow. Yeah. You know, it's a tough one for me. I just feel like, you know what, if she's upset, maybe if I got a couple of bucks, somebody's bringing food to my house, I don't have to move my fat ass. I think that
Not with that attitude. You go after
really?
yourself.
Oh yeah, you're
not with that attitude.
Yeah, I guess I know because I have that attitude, and usually there's something going on in my life, and so I can appreciate when someone she's upset about something.
So my response just, you chose this. Like you
chose this life of bringing me my food.
I'm giving you a good tip. I'm assuming it's less than $40. If you're right, if it's over $40 and if it's not a 20% tip, that's kind of lame. But I'm also, but I didn't ask you to make this long drive. Like, that's not up to me. I'm just ordering food, and it offers up a delivery service, so I'm using it. Man. I'm not going to get mad. Like, don't get mad at me. Get mad at DoorDash or get mad at the restaurant that you work for.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything. What are they going to do?
Oh, that's their problem. It's not my problem.
There we go, everybody.
Give me my damn food. I want my French fries, lady. Stop giving me a life lesson.
Yeah.
About distance.
Do you have anxiety about ordering from DoorDash again after that, though?
I never order from DoorDash, so I don't have to worry about this.
That's fair, but
I get off my lazy ass and I go pick up the food myself.
You are the DoorDash.
I am.
Yeah, that's the thing. So you don't got to worry.
And I tip myself really well.
I was going to say you should start complaining to your wife about, I need more of a tip.
I got to tip the restaurant, and then I got to tip myself. What the hell do you want from me?
Yeah, really. And your wife's like, you know what? You chose this life.
See, because I've heard too many of these stories, like about people like holding my food for ransom. Like, no, what, I need to send Liam Neeson to get my damn meal? I just want my burger.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
So, I just got the State Farm Personal Price Plan on my car insurance.
So you told your agent you play the bagpipes for your dog?
What? No, I didn't get that personal. My agent just helped me create an affordable price just for me. Okay, let me show you what I've been working on. Hey, Buster!
Call State Farm agent Sierra Belleville in Bellingham today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. There's a dude in Texas. His name is Scott. And why are we talking about Scott? Well, because he says there's a glitch in the Find My iPhone app on his phone and other people's phones. This is really kind of weird because I'm very excited about the fact that if I can't find my phone or I lose it or somebody takes it, I have a way to be able to track them down.
Right.
Trouble is that people who think like me end up at Scott's house. Apparently, there's a glitch that people who have lost their iPhone or had it stolen, they go and put on the Find My iPhone app, and it sends them to Scott's house. And so Scott's got all these people showing up to his home thinking that he stole their Apple stuff.
That is very strange.
Yeah, and here's Scott talking about what's happened at his house.
My home used to be a model home for this neighborhood. So somewhere in some database, that address lives for this neighborhood. And I feel like if it pings in my neighborhood and they can't tie it to a specific address, it falls back to my address. It's just really bizarre. I have never been threatened yet. Yet's the part that scares me.
What are you worried about?
That someone who's irrational shows up with a weapon, wanting their device back, thinking I have stolen it or have it.
Yeah, I would understand where he's coming from. If all of a sudden, like, someone's like, you have my phone. He's like, no, I don't. And of course, they'd be like, bull crap, you have my phone. My Find My own phone thing brought me here.
I don't know why people would do this, by the way. What I would do is I'd call the cops. If I thought I found my phone.
But sometimes cops don't want to make the time to go.
Oh, I wouldn't report it that way. I see what you're saying. I've heard about that, Steve, where they don't. I report, hey, there's an altercation at whatever McCall. I'm right here right now, and the owner's giving me a hard time. And then as soon as the cops pull up, then I'll make up a story. Go, I went to this guy's house. He's got my iPhone. and I want it back, and he won't give it back, and he threatened me.
I'd get more creative. Like, police, I need your help. This guy, he kidnapped my child.
Oh, wow.
And then they go there.
Okay,
and
I feel like that.
They're like, where's your kid? I'm like, oh, my iPhone. It's like my child.
All right. You know
my
what?
pride and joy is my iPhone.
If people can say plant babies and fur babies, why not your tech baby?
Right. It's my
Okay.
phone baby.
All right.
And then I get arrested.
So Scott, of course, is.
I got my phone back.
Good for you, buddy. Even though you're in jail.
Hey.
So Scott's obviously irritated. So he's like, you know what? Maybe Apple will help me out. I mean, what the hey, right? Those guys did do the customer service thing, don't they? So he's called them. And, I mean, I'm telling you, it's like, can anybody give you an explanation? Can anybody help you in customer service anymore? Because he asked, and they're like, we don't know.
One day AI will be able to, I bet.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Here are some of the people recorded on Scott's doorbell camera trying to get their stuff back.
It is saying that this phone is at your house.
I lost my cell phone, and I clicked find my phone, and it said it was at this address. My brother's phone is lost, and the last ping location was right here.
Hi.
Maybe you found a phone?
It's pulling up this address. The cops are on their way over here, so you may want to come talk to me before they come here.
Wow, that's the one that I would do. Cops are on the way,
Yeah.
so what do you want to do, buddy?
So what? Like, so the phone, its default was just like a random an area that nobody was living for the time being. So that was like the default, but now he lives there. So it's
Yeah, it's so weird that there are other addresses that somehow this is the only one that it can find out of the entire area where supposedly the phone is.
What if it's a big cover and he really is just a big iPhone thief?
That's what I was wondering too. When Texas says he's smart, he's actually a phone thief, but he came up with this stuff to throw people off. Yeah. This is all an elaborate scheme.
Yeah, except now he's got
Danny,
it.
We're on to him.
Yeah, I know we are.
Yeah, but now he's kind of put it all over the place where people like us are talking about it. I mean, if I'm a cop, I at least would look into that real quick, wouldn't I?
I saw the video. He looks very shifty.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Then I
Have
think
you seen him? Did you see what he looks like?
I did see what he looks like. I don't think it's fair to say he looks shifty. He just maybe because I also have shifty eyes and I'm tired of being profiled.
I mean, you can't trust a man with a goatee and no mustache.
That's true.
I'm kidding.
And a Justin Bieber hair.
Oh wow. Okay, we are profiling like Moe's. Okay.
Well, I said I was kidding.
You said you were kidding.
I know plenty of people with goatees and no mustaches that I trust with, personal information.
Oh,
I thought
really?
you were going to say with your tacos.
Yeah.
Definitely not with my tacos. I don't trust any of my friends with my tacos.
So is that why I haven't received any of your personal information? I don't fit the criteria.
You need to shave your mustache.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll see what I can.
I would be so annoyed. Here comes another person who won't believe me, but I don't have your phone, so stop bothering me.
That's the problem I have with. I bought your product. Your product is irritating me. I would hope the company figures something out for me. That's what irritates me is like your product is causing me problems. People are just driving me crazy. It's your product that I paid you money for. And when you get the hands thrown up in the air, I get so like, why don't you find out why? You say you don't know why. Can you find out why?
So they should say, sir, we'll try and find out why. So we'll talk to you later and then never talk to you again.
Yeah, that's another way to go about it. You're right.
That's the way to go about it.
Yeah.
Steve, how fast would you move out of that house if that was
That's
happening
what
to you?
I would. If I wasn't a homeowner and it was like a rental, I'd probably be like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, this is just annoying.
Let me ask you guys something because
I don't
this
want
just
to deal with this. Let someone else deal with this.
I'm recently in a customer service situation. It's really my wife.
You?
It's
Shocking.
Not me. It's my wife.
Okay,
and I'm going to keep it vague, but my wife has basically bought a product and went to the place where the product is and said, I'm having a problem with this product. I don't like the way that it's not a fair value. It's not whatever. And the person behind the counter goes, I know what you mean. It's the same thing's happening to me. We have that product too. We own it ourselves. This is, again, a salesperson for the product. And the company treats us the same way they're treating you. They're giving you horrible service. They give us horrible service too. And I'm looking at that and I'm like, what does that say about the company where the answer you get is we can't help you, but you're right. We get the same kind of crappy service from the company I work for as you as a customer for the company. That's now the new response. It's like, we get it. We're so sorry, but they treat us like crap too. That's
all else fails. Blame somebody other than yourself.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's
they're
like,
probably like that. Maybe they don't even have the product and they're just like, yeah, it happens to us too. I feel your pain.
I just don't know why why would you ever like the company doesn't care that their own employees are saying that their product is crap and that they also have received the same kind of crappy service from their company?
They probably don't know that their employees are saying, yeah, it's crap.
That's just nuts. I have never heard of such a thing before where somebody will go, you're right, dude, I wouldn't buy that anymore from us either because I bought it. It doesn't work. And I work here and I asked the company, what can we do about it? And they go, nothing.
That's an employee that I'd imagine is looking for another job.
I love that employee.
And it's just doing this until they get another job because they clearly don't care.
Wow. Well, and I mean, I think that what would you do if that was the situation with you? I would be the same way. Like, I work for you people, and you're treating me like it doesn't matter. You don't care if your product stinks, and I actually work selling it. That's really, I don't know, man. I'm not digging this. So this guy with the iPhone situation, I hope that they help him because it's kind of BS that people keep coming to his house thinking he stole their stuff because that could turn into something violent.
That's right. Yeah, well, dude, that's what happened with the basketball from Sean Kemp. Remember, like somebody took some of his stuff and then he went to go get it back.
Yeah,
and then it could have gotten really ugly. I mean, it didn't, but but there were gunshots involved. I mean, because
Sean, what are you doing? Don't do that. I mean, some people really think they can go take care of things themselves, but why would you put yourself in that situation? And that almost was bad.
But I think it was one of those situations where it's like, I got to get it back, and no one else is helping me. And I'm not saying I don't know the full details, obviously, but I know that he was clear. Originally, like, people were like, what the hell did he do? And it turns out like he didn't do anything like wrong on his end. But
yeah, well, that's the trouble if law-abiding citizens have to do it on their own.
What if someone shows up to that guy's house like, I want my damn phone back, and he's like, I don't have it, and they're like, likely story, and they kick down the door.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing for society if people think they have to take the law into their own hands because the law says we can't help you. And it is because they're understaffed. I mean, they'll tell you, I've got people who were in the police and they work and they go, and I ask these questions and they go, look, we don't have the staff for that. We have to handle much more high impact situations.
You should volunteer your services.
Well, be a vigilante?
Yes.
Well, look at what it did for Phoenix Jones.
Well, I mean, just don't try and sell ecstasy and you'll be fine.
I feel like you got to somehow maintain all the equipment you got to have to be a vigilante. I mean, you know what? All the grappling hooks and everything, they're not free.
Being a superhero does not pay the bills.
Exactly.
Selling drugs does.
That's it. Where do you think Batman gets all the batarangs? He's got to sell drugs. Right?
I think that was the catch. That was his slogan, right?
Sell drugs. Okay, fine. Hey, there's a 21-year-old woman. Her name is Leah, and she's going viral. And you can check this out on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com. Why is she going viral? It's because of a TikTok post she made where she claims that she likes to sleep in a dog kennel.
I like how Vicky was just like,
I mean, that's about the size of a bed for Vicky.
Yeah,
I was like,
sense.
I cannot fit. I don't think I could fit in any size dog kennel. Well, some of the big ones, maybe like I'd have to stretch.
Not comfortably, but you can get in big ones.
Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't. Here's why she does it. She says that she views this as a safe space from environmental triggers, which, look, I know all about triggers. Basically, any kind of emotional mental health trigger is when all of a sudden you're tripping out because of something that happened that basically triggers some real trauma that you've had in the past as opposed to anything really bad happening now.
So she feels protected by being in the dog kennel?
Yeah, she's got
she does doll it up. It looks nice. It's got pink lace and
teddy bears.
But
it's nuts that it's a kennel. Now, it's interesting. Because we have a new puppy, I wonder if somehow, some way, if she ever had dogs, and if you do research, you find out how comforting it is for a dog to have a space it can go to that's enclosed.
Yeah.
And, it really makes them feel protected. So I wonder if that's where she sort of felt like this might work for her.
My first thought was maybe like when she was younger, she had a dog and like that she would hang out in the kennel with the dog when she was a kid.
Oh, okay.
And maybe just kind of brings her back to like that kind of like safety. In a sense, I have no idea. Like, I'm not here like, obviously, whatever is going on in her world, this makes her feel at peace. I'm not, by all means, go do it. But
it completely,
is definitely, I hope that she would realize it is odd, though.
Yeah, it completely made sense to me, though, because with the rise of popularity of the weighted blankets, the idea of being enclosed, almost like a big hug, I was like, okay, not necessarily my thing, but if that makes you feel better, like, it makes sense to me.
Oh, that's like womb-like when you think about how we wrap up little kids to make them feel like they're still in the womb. So, I mean, maybe it's
like, okay.
Maybe it goes all the way back to that primal situation. She's talked to a lot of therapists, and they say, hey, man, even a psychiatrist, which is the one that gives you drugs, she says they all loved and supported the idea. And if you want to see a tour of her crate, she actually gives one. You can see it on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com.
Shh, don't bother me. I'm having enrichment time in my enclosure.
Basically a scoot, Daddy.
can go all the way back here. I normally lie down like this. If I want to stretch out, my legs do come out a little.
You know what this really is?
This is like the shortest episode of Cribs ever.
This is a poor man's canopy bed. Okay. The way she's got it decked out, because a canopy bed has a roof, basically.
I was thinking like a sheet fort.
There's that too.
I was just thinking like a prison cell because it's like one of those.
A prison cell is very comforting.
Well, no, because it's like one of those like the gates. Like it's like the crate. It's not like a plastic crate. It's a metal crate.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. This is you're right. This is one that just it's enclosed all the way around. It's really interesting. And she gets to decorate it, but that's what I'm saying is that I don't know if it's the crate part of it or just because of the structure of it, she gets to feel enclosed and have the stuff all around her that's supported, like the blankets and all that. Whereas a canopy bed kind of makes you feel that way, especially if you have one that you have to open it up, like little zipper openings on the sides of canopy beds that you see in some places. So maybe maybe she's not that crazy after all.
Well, I mean, it's definitely different.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see her have more room. The fact that she's got to stick her feet out of it.
I feel like that would just crush my back. I need some more padding.
Yeah, but she's young. When you're young,
how tiny
you
is
can
she?
lie on
Because
the
she's
floor.
sitting in the far back, and actually, it's a lot bigger than I thought when you see her in it.
Yeah, she can't fully stretch her legs
What do you
out.
think? She's 5 feet tall? Does it say how tall she? You
might be right, Steve. She might not be that tall at all.
Because I've seen some big dog crates, like when I go to PetSmart, but really, for a human to fit in one of those.
Yeah, I mean, if you take a retriever and stand it up on its hind legs and see how tall it is, it probably will come up to your chest or neck for an average person. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's that's if you get the biggest crate.
And how soon do you tell? Let's just say you meet somebody and you're dating them. How soon do you wait until you tell them, hey?
Yeah, you're going to have to really go okay.
Or you just wait until you bring it back to your place and be like, yeah, you could crash here. I'm going to go into my crate, though. So just, you feel free. You have all the room on the bed that you want.
Yeah.
Look, I can't throw stones because I had this thing when I was younger where I would have to rock my head back and forth and have music on to go to bed. I'd have to rock my head back and forth to sleep. I couldn't sleep without it. And that's when I found out later on the reason is that I was hearing noises and that turned out to be tinnitus. And so a lot of people develop tinnitus because of, stuff as they get older. Being exposed to loud stuff. I've had tinnitus ever since I was a little kid. So some people think that I was around a really loud environment and, as a kid before I was adopted.
Before you realized.
Like at 18 months old.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I've been hearing ringing in my ears forever. And so you do what you got to do to soothe yourself. And
I don't like sitting next to you on an airplane when you want to go to bed. You're just like, dude, can you just rock my head?
Think about this. I did this up until I got married. And I was so afraid, how am I going to go to sleep with my wife?
Oh, yeah.
Because I had this rocking my head back and forth thing up until 25 years old.
Do you tell her in advance, or do you just kind of when it happens, I'm going to have to just explain it then?
I was so embarrassed because nobody knew. Yeah. The only people that knew were my parents, and my siblings knew that I had this habit. But none of my friends knew, unless my brother and older sister wanted to be mean. They would they would throw it out there in the middle of conversation with my friends because that's how you did back in the 60s and 70s.
Well, yeah,
and
nothing sacred.
I don't know if my wife knew. I think she probably did, being my girlfriend. But it was okay, I'm going to try to stop my habit when we got married. And I did, and it was tough. It was really tough.
So you were able to stop because you probably didn't want to tell her, and that.
I didn't want to tell her, and I also thought, how could you be sleeping next to somebody in the bed when they're just basically?
Because you'd be like, what is this, an exorcist thing or something like that?
Oh yeah,
that would trip me out if I was just I didn't know, and I'm lying next to someone. I'm like, I really dig this person, and they're awesome, but all of a sudden they seem possessed when we go to bed.
Yeah.
Are they rocking out and I don't hear the music? What's going on?
I wouldn't stay the night a lot of times. Sometimes she'd be like, hey, would you like to stay the night? And I'd be like, no, I'll go. I'll drive home. Because, again, I had this thing that I didn't want her to know about. And
it'd be funny if you try to be creative and be like, hey, can we just put on some Metallica? I can't sleep unless I bang my head before I go to bed.
Today's podcast is brought to you by bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, who's ready to answer your questions about bankruptcy. Travis, is it true that if you filed for bankruptcy once, you can't file again?
Even if you filed bankruptcy before, you can almost certainly file bankruptcy again. Different types of bankruptcies have different time limits between filings. In Chapter 7, full bankruptcy, You can only file Chapter 7 once every 8 years. However, you can almost always file a Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 cases can be filed immediately following a Chapter 7. They can be filed immediately following a prior Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 is a reorganization plan, so there will be some type of monthly payment, but it's based on your budget and your ability to afford that payment. So Chapter 13 is an option in almost all cases, even with a prior bankruptcy filing.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
We all have tasks we'd like to avoid, like mailing and shipping. It takes time lugging all those letters and packages to the post office. That's why you should try Stamps.com. For 25 years, Stamps.com has made mailing and shipping easy. You get all the services of the post office right on your computer, anytime. No traffic, no waiting, no hassle. Plus, you save money with discounts up to 84% on USPS and UPS. With Stamps.com, all you need is a computer and printer. Print stamps, print shipping labels, and if you sell products online, Stamps.com connects with every major marketplace and shopping cart, so you can spend less time on shipping and more time on your business. Get started with Stamps.com today. Sign up with promo code PROGRAM for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, plus postage and a digital scale. Just go to Stamps.com and enter code PROGRAM.
Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
It's after bedtime, the kids are asleep, and the moms are out to play.
We're Dina and Kristen, the duo behind the Instagram account Big Little Feelings. I'm Dina. I'm a child therapist and mom of 2 who nerds out on all things neurobiology and psychology. And Kristen is a parent coach who wrangles 3 kids on a daily basis, here to give it to us like it is.
We weren't meant to do this parenting thing alone. Consider After Bedtime your village.
Follow After Bedtime with Big Little Feelings on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
Let's play Beat Migs.
It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser.
Who's ready to be Migs?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good, because I know Dustin from Bellevue is. Dustin, are you there?
I am here.
All right, Steve, now get out.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Dustin has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Pink Floyd released their album The Dark Side of the Moon in what 70s year?
70, 71, 72.
No. OJ
72.
No. Martin Starr played Guilfoyle in what TV show?
Repeat, please.
Martin Starr played Guilfoyle in what TV show?
Oh, yeah.
Pass.
Good show.
The film rating NC-17 stands for what?
No children?
No.
Not for children?
No.
Oh.
Pass.
What is the largest country in Europe?
Germany.
No.
Yeah.
Russia.
Yes. Which pop star is the godmother of both Elton John's sons?
Pass.
A flamboyance is a group of what animal?
Flamboyant?
Flamboyance.
Fox.
No.
Lion.
No.
Tigers.
No. The Netflix series Ozark had how many seasons?
6.
No.
7.
No. No.
sorry about
Dustin, you get one correct.
Oh, man.
Woo! Didn't even drop a deuce. But
Dustin.
You're number one, Dustin.
You're number one. Yeah, number one.
That was a little rough.
And look who just walked in.
Are you ready?
Finally rest that shoulder. Yes.
Pink Floyd released their album The Dark Side of the Moon in what 70s year?
Is that 74?
No.
77.
No.
71.
No.
Oh, wait. It was just an anniversary. 72?
No. Martin Starr played Guilfoyle in what TV show? 3.
73?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Martin Starr played Guilfoyle in what TV show?
I don't know. Martin.
No.
Guilfoyle. Westworld.
No.
Justified.
No.
No, sir.
The film rating NC-17 stands for what?
It's not good for anyone under 17.
No.
Yeah, that's
Naughty content, 17?
That's a great...
Notable content?
No. What is the largest country in Europe?
Ooh, I'm going to go France.
No.
Germany.
No.
Russia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which pop star is the godmother of both Elton John's sons?
Madonna?
No.
Britney Spears?
No.
Christina Aguilera?
No. A flamboyance is a group of what animal?
Flamingos.
Yes.
Nice job.
The Netflix series Ozark
Eat
had
your
how many
grandma.
seasons?
3?
No.
5?
No.
7?
No.
Oh.
You get 2 correct, which I believe is a win.
Wow.
What?
But before you play your song, I want to ask the group here. So Dustin said NC-17 is no children.
Right.
It's no children under 17 or no children 17 and under.
Yeah, I wasn't. I thought about that. So what was the question again?
The film rating NC-17 stands for what?
And it's a full thing. Is no children under 17.
Correct.
Yeah. As much as I don't want Steve to play his song, I'm afraid he was close, but no cigar. That's my opinion. Sorry, Dustin.
Sorry, Dustin.
The funny part is I was going to side with you and felt like that was good enough. But you know what? I'm not the judge here.
Yeah. I mean, it's you got. I feel like you got to say the whole thing.
No children.
No children under 17.
Yeah. She didn't say what does the NC stand for in NC-17. She said what's the whole thing stand for.
No, you're right.
Yeah. So sorry, Dustin. As much as I wanted my song, I've got to be a fair man.
Why didn't they just stick with like the trend of like you had PG-13?
Right.
Why not PG-17?
Well, parental guidance. Yeah, I guess that could work.
No children, Steve. That's why. Parental, as a parent, you cannot even say, I want to bring my kid.
Right.
PG-17 would be, bring your kid into the triple, quadruple, super duper X movie.
Yeah, you know what? In retrospect, I like to retract that entire question.
This is why they had to do it, because here comes Steve with his toddlers. Hi, everybody. We want to see Caligula. No, sir. Nobody can get in. But I'm a PG. Come on. It's PG. No,
I'm
it's
guiding my kids here.
Well, and actually NC-17, it's really it really actually makes a lot of sense. NC, they just no children.
No children. NC, buddy. Get out.
You eventually it was Pink Floyd released Dark Side of the Moon in 1973.
I love how you go, didn't they just have an anniversary? I'll say 1972.
Well, I thought it was last year. They cut me some
apparently
slack.
you did, yeah.
Cut me some slack.
I'm not cutting you anything. It's
Right.
like for them to go, hey, by the way, what a great anniversary last year was.
It feels like we just started 2020.
It really does.
All right.
B.J. Martin Starr played Guilfoyle in what TV show?
Silicon Valley.
I thought if you know Guilfoyle,
You remember
would know.
Guilfoyle? And did you watch Silicon Valley?
Oh, yeah.
He was the guy that was always given Kamal.
I never remember character names on television shows.
I know Martin Starr's awesome. He was he in Saved by the Bell, or like he's from an old
Freaks
TV?
and Geeks.
That's what it was.
And he was in the new Spider-Man movies as one
Yes.
of the teachers.
That's right.
Does anyone know which pop star is the godmother of both Elton John's sons?
Lady Gaga.
Yes.
Lady Gaga.
Lady
is-
Gaga.
Wow, and she's the
Gaga.
godmother.
Yeah, look at
Well,
her.
those kids won.
Yeah, and you danced all around the Ozark Netflix series has 4 seasons.
Yeah, was it? I think last year was their last one.
It was, yes.
I've watched one episode, and it looks good, and I don't know why I never get back to it. And every year when they go season 2, season 3, I'm like, oh, I got to watch that again. I got to get back in, and I always forget. And
Well, now
I
it's over, so...
I know, but I don't know what happened, so I still could watch it and not have it spoiled.
True, it's still a mystery.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking about Pink Floyd while we were in.
Were you high?
No, I wasn't. We were just in California. We ended up at some random like Mexican food place that was playing like old music videos of like classic rock bands in Huntington Beach.
Oh yeah,
and I can't remember the name of it. It was like it's like a kind of like an iconic restaurant, but they play rock and roll music and they show music videos. And they were showing a Pink Floyd video, and I just forget how young they were because you just always think about Pink Floyd as being like this band of old dudes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you see a video of them younger, and it just it got me thinking. I'm like, those guys were like in their 20s when they wrote Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
Isn't that
'Cause
insane?
it's such, I mean, whether or not, I'm not like the biggest Pink Floyd fan, but I can appreciate and recognize like how much of a masterpiece that record is.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if, Steve, from your generation, what would you say is a masterpiece? I got to be thinking you'll probably say Pearl Jam's 10, something on that level.
Yeah, but I might even go with like something like, Radiohead's OK Computer or the Bends. Like there's certain records, like even if I'm not a huge fan of the band or I'm a marginal fan of Radiohead, like I like their earlier stuff. There's some of the stuff where you listen to, you're like, that's just a masterpiece.
Yeah, Dark Side of the Moon, considered a masterpiece and yet mass appeal. It's played on every rock station forever for so long, whereas Radiohead not as much play.
Right.
And that's why it's an amazing album because it's iconic. And it's also considered fantastic.
But it's just crazy because it's such a mature sounding record and it's so weird and different. And even like nowadays, like some of the sounds they're making are just like, damn, that's impressive. And they were doing that in the 70s. And it's just nuts to think like David Gilmour was like in his mid-20s when they wrote that record.
Yeah, in my own brain, I put Tool in that category.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
I can see that.
That's what I think of. I think of they were the Tool of their time, where they were just so orchestral and amazing. It was like a Mozart doing rock music. Is kind of how I look at both bands actually. And I'm not a huge fan of Pink Floyd, but I have to give them a nod.
Yeah, I just think it's got to be a trip for someone like David Gilmour or Roger Waters just to like look back and be like, man, we were in our 20s when we wrote that. That's insane.
And when you think about like Led Zeppelin, the Rolling Stones, like the poppier, whatever, the poppier versions of rock, I wonder how they felt about themselves or how they felt about other bands. Like, you know what, these other bands are doing bubblegum crap. We're doing this.
Right. Oh, wow. Nice 3 chords you're using there, you dorks. Like, we're writing. Listen to what we're writing.
And look, I mean, the test of time, we still play them all these years later because it's just beloved. And young dudes, you're right, Steve, in their 20s.
When you watch the videos, it's pretty cool. I recommend anyone, if you can find like old music videos of Pink Floyd, it's cool to see because for the longest time, they've just been these old dudes.
Do we know if they had any enhancement when they were doing this?
Oh, I'd imagine it.
I would imagine
think about
too.
Sid Barrett. He did so many drugs that things kind of got a lot weird for him.
That's why, it's like, man.
I'm sure they were all like just tripping on whatever and just writing these songs.
What if you're a sober music guy going, I could have probably written stuff like that if I was high.
Well, there's a lot of that. That's a whole like crazy conversation. But like, a lot of artists, like when they sober up, unfortunately, their songs aren't in the eyes of the public. Like, oh man, these aren't the same. Like, because something. Yeah. Sometimes you tap into something, good or bad, but like you do tap into. You listen to Alice in Chains, Dirt. I mean, that's
mushrooms, man.
Well, that's even heavier stuff. I mean,
LSD, man.
Heroin and stuff. I mean,
heroin. I don't know.
Pink Floyd wrote songs about heroin.
Yeah, that's Comfortably Numb.
Yeah,
you're right. I not having done any of that, all I've ever done is ayahuasca. I don't know the different trip that heroin would be as opposed to LSD, as opposed to mushrooms. Like what that would do for you creatively. I know, like when you see Alex Gray's art on Tool's 10,000 Days.
Yeah.
If Alex Gray did not do some sort of psychedelics, the artist, because that's exactly what it feels like. That guy basically, I remember when I first saw 10,000 Days, I'm like, holy crap, did they follow me into the Amazon and watch me do my tripping on ayahuasca? Because this is what it looked like.
That'd be funny. Be like, hey, have you ever done any kind of hallucinogenics or any kind of psychedelics? No, man, I don't even drink coffee. Like, I don't touch anything.
How crazy would that be if Alex, because you see Alex Gray's paintings and really they are trippy as all get out, man. And it is, if that guy never did a drug, I'll be like, you got to be kidding
bonkers.
me. Yeah, wow. Good stuff, though, man. And a happy anniversary to Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon.
50 years.
Yeah, 5-0, man. Wow.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Aumenta el desempeño de tu vehículo y ahorra gasolina con O'Reilly Auto Parts y Lucas. Llévate 2 botellas de tratamiento para combustible Lucas por solo $10. Además, obtén puntos dobles o rewards con esta oferta. Detalles en la tienda. Realiza tus compras en tu tienda O'Reilly Auto Parts más cercana o visita O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Is your relationship going sideways?
Have a family issue? Problems with your coworker?
Do you need advice? We're here to help. No problem is too dumb. No dilemma is too silly. This is Help Wanted with BJ and Migs.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Help Wanted. What is Help Wanted? Well, for years, people like you great rockaholics, have been sending us texts and messages and phone calls wanting our advice. I don't know why, because we're idiots, but you do anyway, and we've decided, hey, you got a relationship problem at work, or anything else, and I don't care how dumb you think it is, we are here for you. Call us or text us now, 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That is the number to text.
Ooh, okay, we got one involving a diary.
Oh, dear diary.
Yes, we got another one that involves a pregnant person.
Oh, okay then.
And then we have another one that's involving a wedding ring. Which one do you want to go with, BJ?
Let's Joey D's.
Joey, pressure's
D's.
on.
What do you think we should do? Diary, pregnant, or what was the other one? Relation?
Wedding ring.
Wedding ring.
I want to hear about this diary. What's going on?
Oh, man, I was kind of hoping. I was putting it into the universe, hoping that this is the one we're going to go with, because I feel like this is something that I bet your daughter has something to say about.
All right, I'll get in here, Sarah, just in case. Dear diary.
Okay, it's not necessarily that, but
okay.
It is about a diary. Okay, so, guys, I need your help. I'm a mother of 2 teenage daughters, and I recently found out that one of them has been stealing from multiple stores, and I just don't know what to do. She's been coming home with new clothes and jewelry, but told me they were gifts from her boyfriend. Well, I had a suspicion that something was up, so, BJ, don't kill me when you read this next part, but I read her diary.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
Uh-oh. She wrote that her and her boyfriend have been stealing for months now, and she gets such a rush out of it. I want to confront her about it, but it'll be obvious I went through her diary. What should I do, you guys?
Wow. Yeah.
Start asking for your own gifts from her.
Yeah, that's it.
And if she's going to steal, get some stuff from mom as well.
Well, here's the thing. Mom was suspicious because she just thought the story was BS. So you already thought the story was BS. So yeah, the diaries confirmed it, but unfortunately what you've done is you have breached a person's confidence, and that's a beating. That's a crime. Whether you,
It's
I know
a crime?
some, yeah,
I don't know
it
if you
is.
can get arrested for it.
Yeah, it's a crime against the children's. I only know this because I've done this myself.
You read Sarah's diary?
Not my kid's diary. I read my wife's diary when we were dating a skillion years ago, and it's horrible.
It's pretty amazing that she even married you after all the stories that we heard.
Well,
you weren't even in the room for the proposal. You were reading a diary.
You talk to her these days, and she'll tell you it's pretty amazing that she's still married to me, and she's trying to make those decisions as we speak. But anyway, I digress. Yes, you're right. I mean, it was a BS thing for me to do. I thought I had all the reasons in the world. And it sucks still. It's like the ends just don't justify the means.
Could we do the old-fashioned way and lie to our child?
Yeah.
Say, look, somebody told me they saw you and your boyfriend stealing something from a store that they were at. I'm sure in the diary she lists what store it is. So let's just say it was Albertsons.
Yes.
I don't know why that was the first one that popped into my mind, but there we go. And they said, we saw you and your boyfriend taking stuff from Albertsons.
Well, it is your store. I think that's why people think they can just take whatever they want. They literally say it's your store.
All right, Best Buy. Is that better?
Best Buy? Well, what's their slogan? Does it lead one to think they can be a thief?
Buy stuff from us before we go out, like Bed Bath & Beyond. I think that's their new slogan.
Don't. How dare you?
No.
If I lose Best Buy, I'm already pissed off about the Triple B. Do not tell me I could lose Best Buy.
I know. I get you. Don't worry. That's a fear for me. But and you can just say, hey, one of my friends saw you guys stealing.
I agree with you, Steve, that something has to be said. And the preamble for me was she did suspect. Before she went to the diary, she had a good BS meter going. Mm-hmm. She knew her daughter was full of crap. Because where does the boyfriend get this much money to be able to buy her all this stuff?
Right.
So I think you just go from there. But I think that you have to... Here's the thing. You want to teach your kids a lesson, right?
So just let her keep doing it until she gets arrested? That's the ultimate lesson.
There is something to be said to go, you know what, when you get caught, I ain't bailing you out, kind of a thing. And maybe you have that lesson. You get with your husband, sit with the husband, and maybe you don't tell the husband that you saw it in the diary, but just say, look, I got a good BS detector, and I swear that this is not on the up and up. And that's all you got to say, because you had that before you went to the diary. You just went to the diary for confirmation. By the way, don't ever do that again. That's not cool. But your BS detector is enough as a parent, where you go, look, it doesn't make sense. I want more information. I'm your parent, and I think that something weird's going on. I'm not saying you're bad, but I want more information than just this. And I think that's where their story will unravel, because eventually you'll go, well, let me talk to the boyfriend. Let me talk to the boyfriend's parents. And if they're on the up and up, they're going to be like, oh, you'll see it. You'll just tell that the whole story will unravel, because they're going to be like, well, no, nobody knows that we're stealing.
It's so funny. I say I would do a make-em-up, and this person just texts in and said my mom used to snoop at letters that we would write to each other that I'd thrown in the trash. She never told me that she did that, and I didn't find out until much later. But the way she dealt with us is that she would make up a story. Like when she found out, she'd say, oh, I noticed one of my friends saw that you guys were at the mall and taking something. I didn't... And that's how she would kind of confront the person about it.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, again, you're lying to tell the truth.
That's what us parents do.
Yeah, we
lie.
It's a tough one. Well, Sarah, on the other hand, over there, who had a diary, and Sarah, you see, the thing is, Sarah just would admit to all the crappy stuff she did.
Oh, absolutely. I would. You don't have to go through my diary. I would tell you I'm stealing.
But you're accustomed to dating criminals before. Prior to the man you married.
Yes.
That we know of. He's on the up and up.
He is. Yeah, I mean, and I used to have ex-boyfriends that would steal stuff. But, I mean, I was the girlfriend, so I didn't really care that much. But, I mean, I don't know. Dad, it's interesting to think that if you were to go through the diary, you would tell your significant other, you didn't go through their diary, but you would say, like, hey, I think something's sketch, and kind of maybe put the ball in their court.
Just as much of a lie as mine.
Right, but not as much as tell them, like, yo, I went through the diary and this is actually happening.
At least mine feels like it's almost like a cool spy movie.
Yeah, we saw you at that one store. And
all right,
yours is like a bad M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Oh,
I got weird vibes, man.
I just got vibes. I see theft people.
Yeah, it's weird because then you betrayed your own daughter, but then you're also lying to your significant other.
But if you found out that I read your diary, if you found out I read your diary, that you would be so mad at me.
Oh, I probably would never forgive you.
That's why I wouldn't tell you. And that's why I'm telling her to stop. It's like, don't mention the diary. You'll do much more harm to the relationship.
Yes, but she's already done it.
I agree, but she was sus before.
Toothpaste is out of the tube.
But she thought the kid was sus. That's why she read the diary. So if she hadn't read the diary and just comes from the place of, I think you kids are sus, then yes, you go ahead with my plan.
I think I'd be more annoyed that my parents using the term sus as opposed to them reading my diary, to be honest with you.
These kids are a bunch of tryhards, so that's the problem. I'm just saying,
Hey, one texter says, confront her. She's the parent and the child is breaking the law. Shut that S down immediately. Another person said, at what point does the mother become legally liable because she's aware of what's going on?
Okay, I don't know if they'll go that far with Johnny Law and the loss prevention services people.
Which depends on what they're taking. What if they're taking diamonds?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Then they're very good criminals if they're taking diamonds.
And some sweet impressive Levi's jeans.
That's what goes with diamonds. Everyone knows if you're stealing diamonds, you got to go for the sweet Levi's.
Oh, anytime I see someone rocking Levi's, I'm going to let me see the rock.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go, Jenny from the block. I know what you got going on. Yeah.
Well, and I also think, too, if they're so in this story together and the parents are like, I think you're being sus or whatnot, I don't think they're ever going to admit it. I don't think they're actually going to come clean you think they would.
Do you remember what kind of parent I was?
No.
I asked Joey Dees. I was always on the case.
Fine, you got me, Dad. Your vibes were right, man.
I'm like a dog with a bone that won't let go. I mean, that's what you got to be, that kind of parent.
No, Joey probably lied to you up and down, left and right. You don't know anything about his life. Because
these children are criminals.
I know about it. I was the one that busted his big fake paper ring. Mom bought it, but I knew what was up.
Oh, man, you were too good, man. It didn't help that my friends left a voicemail saying that I wasn't in class that day, but,
I was on the case, Sarah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
This is a very hard one because I feel like, honestly, I kind of agree with the texter. Just let her get arrested. Pay the price.
Oh, that was my idea.
Oh, that was your idea. Yeah, I kind of agree.
Steve wants the kid to
go crazy.
Hard time.
Keep doing crime. Eventually you'll get caught, kid. These days, when parents value, they can be held ultimately responsible for their children's criminal activities. The child has no right to privacy.
They really can. They have no right to privacy.
While they're living at home, they're under 18. The parents are handcuffed to their children because the child isn't going. The whole other thing.
Yeah, but I would. There are though nowadays though. I'm not sure because with all the kid empowerment things going on in school, you can't treat your kid the way that my parents treated me. That's
what
for
about
sure.
This is a good text. I like this one. It just says all you got to do is say, "Listen, you little bitch. I may have gone through your diary, but you're a lying little bitch."
That is, I think, a way to foster great relations with your child.
I like that. I'm going to remember that.
Yeah.
You remember that for Tatum?
Yeah,
when she's
hey,
older?
Tatum.
No, today when she doesn't put her Legos away.
Yeah. Listen, little Lego bee.
It would have worked for me, honestly.
Yeah.
Tatum was already mad at me yesterday. I don't need to get her all fired up.
Well, what did you do? Go through her diary
She
again?
wanted to play with a plug that was, my wife was vacuuming and she wanted to put her hand on the outlet. And I was like, you stay away from that. And she's like, Daddy's mad at me. I'm like, I'm not mad at you, you little twerp. I'm just worried that you're going to get
I'm not
electrocuted.
mad at you, you little twerp. It's so hard for me to understand why she would interpret that as anger from you.
I didn't call her that. I'm saying that here amongst my friends.
Oh, but you thought it. And you know what? She got it.
I thought worse.
Yeah. Oh, I know you have. You're a parent.
Come on.
Are you kidding me? Any parent is yeah.
You got the pouty face because I'm trying to keep you from being electrocuted?
Oh, it's the tone, man. And I get it. Sometimes you got to give them that tone so they'll stay away from something, but then they give you that face like you're the worst person in the world.
Yeah, otherwise if I'm being all friendly with her, she's going to keep getting closer to it because now she's trolling me. I got to shut that ass down.
Yeah, and again, do you want the kid to learn the lesson the hard way? Sometimes you got to. All right, kid, go get. You know what? There's the stove, stupid.
I really don't want to have my child electrocuted. I'd rather them not learn the hard way.
Well, see, then you know what? She needs to get a diary, and then you need to read the diary to keep her away from the electric outlet. Why does every child want to touch the fire and touch the electrical outlet? Why? It's like every kid wants to do that. Why?
Because it's exhilarating.
Okay, the way you looked at me makes me think you've done a lot of those things.
I was going to say it's because that's how they learn. They learn everything by putting it in their mouth or touching it. Yeah.
You know what? That is how some of us still learn. Thank you.
Some of my best lessons were things that were put in my mouth.
Yeah. I would like to flag that for a future reference.
Please don't.
Yeah. So have we helped at all with this particular person?
You got to shut it down. Yeah, I think that person was right. You say, listen, you little bitch, I may have gone through your diary, but you're a low-lying bitch. I think that was the answer.
Yeah, I've no doubt about it. You've got to intervene because you know thievery is happening. I think if you reveal you went through the diary, I think that could really cripple the relationship.
That's
I would say
why you lie.
Yes, I agree with you that you don't lie. You just don't say you did that. You, of course, want to lie because you want it to be a Tom Cruise thing where, dun, 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 dun.
Yo, if I said, look, Tom Cruise was at Albertsons and saw you steal some stuff, just so you know, we need to shut that ass down, you little bitch.
Yeah, so Jesse Pinkman really should be the parent here is what you're saying. Okay, fair enough. All right, I love this. Well, we did the job. Thank you all for coming by.
I like to text her. You want privacy? Then go get a job and get your own place.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
And I'm taking the doors off of your room.
Ah, boy, oh boy. I am telling you this, you do that with some of the kids in your life, and it'll just make your life even more miserable, even though you think it doesn't. That's just my professional opinion. I would say the way I raised Sarah was not the way people told me I should raise her, and out of all of her friends, I think she was the one that got in the least amount of trouble.
I'm the best. Thank you.
I mean, there was drugs everywhere, all sorts of drug usage, all sorts of problems. Sarah was an honor society kid, got the thing from President Obama, which pissed off all of her smart friends because they were like, how the hell did that happen?
Well, he had this to say about that.
I made bad choices. I got high.
Really, that's why he gave it to me.
And we just let Sarah listen to all of her filthy music and say whatever she wanted to say, and we just raised her with freedom and with a little bit of rules. But
that's just how white folks will do you.
That's how we do it. Okay, that's how we do it.
I'm not going to any more of these bull parties.
That's what I told Sarah. Don't go to any more of those parties. The president may show up.
You were wrong.
All right, maybe I should have let her go to that one party.
You ain't my.
This is why President Obama was the best president ever. Who else gives us drops like this?
I made bad choices.
Yeah.
I got high.
See?
Yeah.
You know what? Come on, Joe Biden. Step up and give us some good quotes like President Obama. All right. Well, I think we've done nothing. I hope it. Let us know how it works out.
Who started the crime? Was it the boyfriend or was it her?
I think dudes usually start to crime to impress the girl.
Oh, yeah. You hear stories of girls that are like really into kleptomania.
Unless he was trying to get her gifts.
Yeah, I just assume maybe he was trying to get her something nice. So
What if he's not doing any of the crime? Oh,
she's
the
like-
diary did say it. Never mind.
What about, like, you're saying she's Winona Ryder and she just brought him along for the ride? Okay.
And he's like, where are you getting all this awesome clothes? And she's like, let me show you.
Let me show you.
Your criminal ways are turning me on.
I can't throw
I get it.
stones.
I get it.
I know you have.
Back in the day, they would turn me on.
My wife and I had a crime ring for a little bit, so I can't throw stones. I know, but I really thought I was cheating the system until they were on to me. Ain't nobody read my diary. They just knew.
I would never want to read your diary.
It's pretty boring. It really is. I'll tell you about all the board game things I did. Yeah, you don't want to read that.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Travis, if you're upside down in your mortgage, should you continue to make the payment?
Continuing to pay your mortgage or not is a complex decision because you're going to have to pay to live somewhere. You're going to have a housing payment. So continuing to make your house payment really depends on several factors. One is whether or not you have a second mortgage. The second one is how affordable your ongoing monthly mortgage payment is. Another issue is whether your mortgage is adjustable and you're facing an increase in your mortgage payments later on when interest rates go up. If you do have a second mortgage in this economy with the housing prices being down, oftentimes we can take off or strip off that second mortgage in a Chapter 13 case so that you'd only have the first mortgage to continue to pay.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.
We all have tasks we'd like to avoid, like mailing and shipping. It takes time lugging all those letters and packages to the post office. That's why you should try Stamps.com. For 25 years, Stamps.com has made mailing and shipping easy. You get all the services of the post office right on your computer, anytime. No traffic, no waiting, no hassle. Plus, you save money with discounts up to 84% on USPS and UPS. With Stamps.com, all you need is a computer and printer. Print stamps, print shipping labels, and if you sell products online, Stamps.com connects with every major marketplace and shopping cart, so you can spend less time on shipping and more time on your business. Get started with Stamps.com today. Sign up with promo code PROGRAM for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, plus postage and a digital scale. Just go to Stamps.com and enter code PROGRAM.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
Hey there, everybody. I'm Melvin Robert from the TV show Extra. Every day on our show, we talk to the biggest celebrities and the biggest newsmakers around. We get exclusive details about hookups and breakups, baby news, and the behind-the-scenes info from your favorite TV shows and movies. But we can only fit so much on our show. That's where Extra the Podcast comes in. Listen and follow Extra the Podcast, an Odyssey podcast on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. You know, if I heard the name of this band that I'm about to talk about from the UK, I would think it was a Weezer tribute band.
Yes.
Because the name is Breezer.
And I wonder maybe if they have done something before. I don't know.
But I love
a funny name, though.
I love what Breezer has done right now. And again, you haven't heard of these guys. They're just a band out of the UK. But they have written an album of Oasis-style songs, and you've heard of the band Oasis. But what they've done is they've used AI. They've used artificial intelligence to recreate Liam Gallagher's voice, who, of course, was the lead singer of Oasis back in the day. They've used the AI to make it like he's singing songs for them on their new Oasis-style music.
Okay, that's pretty funny because obviously Oasis, him and his brother Noel just don't get along, and I don't know if they'll ever get back doing stuff or what, but I used to love Oasis. Like
Me too.
I mean, I wasn't like an obsessive fan, but I saw them live a few times. I always thought they put on a fun show, and What's the Story, Morning Glory, and all the songs on that.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderwall. I still kind of, that's always going to be a one that even when I hear it, I don't get sick of hearing it. I know a lot of people do, but I love that song.
Yeah, and I don't think I've heard it as much as other people have. I've been lucky to not have been overexposed to it.
When I worked at the End, that song was played a lot.
There's even a meme about it. When anybody has a guitar, the joke is saying, anyways, here's Wonderwall.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is the meme.
And this band, Breezer, said, we are bored of waiting for Oasis to reform, so we've gotten an AI modeled Liam Gallagher to step in and help out on some tunes. I love that they call it they call it AISIS, since it's AI doing it.
No, I wondered, did they put it through like a Chat GPS thing where like, they that Chat GPT thing where they ask the AI to write the lyrics as well, or did they write the lyrics and they just grabbed like the Liam Gallagher model, the voice model, and had it just sing whatever they wrote?
That's a good question. Here's definitely what this song Tonight. This is what it sounds like, all AI style.
Don't wanna live, but I don't wanna die. So let's start a generation tonight. Will you just say it's all in my mind? Or maybe you just need to open up your eyes.
Wow.
There were a couple moments at first where I'm like, okay, whatever. But as it kept going, I'm like, yeah, I could totally see Oasis singing this song.
I know.
That's funny.
In a way, AI is probably going to help a lot of bands in their own writing process.
Well, yeah, if you don't have a lead singer, just pick whatever band you like and just get that person to be the lead singer. Danny, you could start a band and have Billy Joe. I'm sure there'll be a Billy Joe model.
Sweet.
And
yeah.
As we learned the other day when that guy was singing or he was rapping and then he changed it into Kanye and it sounded pretty close to Kanye. And like he said, it's only going to get better. So you could sing a song, put it through the AI program, and then it changes your voice to sound exactly like Billy Joe.
And it says that they wrote the tunes back in 2021, so they wrote it themselves. So
Yes.
It sounds like they only just got the voice, kind of like what you were saying just now. So
Gotcha.
That's pretty awesome.
I love that Liam Gallagher, who is the frontman, the former frontman of Oasis, said, hey, he's actually heard this, and he approves, saying on social media, it's better than all the other snizzle out there. And he also said...
Of course, because it sounds like him.
He goes, I sound mega. But, I mean, if I'm Eddie Vedder, I mean, maybe Eddie wouldn't do something like this, but if I'm Eddie Vedder and all of a sudden you're just like, you're blocked, you go, what lyrics am I going to put to the stuff that Stone and Mike have sent me, all the music?
You're going to put it through an AI thing?
And what would the AI me do? Or if you're also, if they could do it musically, like, would AI be able to create riffs for you if you're a guitarist?
I'd imagine eventually we're going to get to that. I'm sure it's happening right now, but I would imagine right at this point that would sound pretty clunky and crappy. But we're seeing this stuff progress rather quickly. I would not be surprised. The thing that would be kind of interesting, like let's just say you're Pearl Jam and you're working on a song. You're Mike. You're like, I think I got the right song for the band. I don't feel like singing it because my voice isn't anything special, or I don't think people, but I'll sing it, put it through the Eddie Vedder model, and then present it to the band and be like, this is what I'm thinking for a song. That could be kind of fun.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
But people are going to use it for wrong purposes, and they're going to create songs that the band never wrote. Like right now, I think streaming services are shutting down that fake Drake.
Yeah, I saw that.
And because there's like that Drake and the Weeknd collaboration, which is neither of them, and it's just AI.
Gosh, and somebody said this is the worst AI is ever going to be. And
it's only going to get better.
I mean, look, if you ask me, hey, is that Liam Gallagher or not? Like, is that like him really singing an original song? I don't know. I mean, I'd be hard pressed to say I know for sure it is or isn't.
And knowing Liam, he's just like, good. Now you could just do that and leave me alone. I'm never getting back with Oasis. He could even send it to his brother, be like, here, if you want me in your band, here, just use my model.
It's not a bad idea.
You sing the songs.
I kind of, without all the drama, I think I might take it.
Dude, one person said that song just made me want to smoke a Jeffrey and stroke the furry wall. Because remember that movie, Get Him to the Greek? It sounded kind of like that, was a Russell Brand character.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find like those programs, and obviously I'm not that technical.
You're not having good luck with this.
I did find one, and it's called like something like UberDuck or something. UberDuck.
I don't even know what that means.
It's just a program I had to sign in because some of them I'm like, I don't know if I want to give my information. You know,
probably true.
Like this one, it was just like all you need is an email and a password. So I went on it, and it's kind of interesting. Like you can pick different types of characters from like TV shows.
Oh wow!
And like Thundercats, the Simpsons.
And you
Powerpuff Girls, and you type in some text, and then you can pick like the model, the voice model.
Oh,
I'll be honest, most of them are kind of crappy. It's definitely in the infant stage of this all, but I came across one that had Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Okay.
So of course I got to type it. I tried Hulk Hogan. That one was red rotten. The Vince McMahon. Of course I'm going to the wrestling ones. They have a whole WWE category.
Well, at least they know their audience.
But I found Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I'm not saying this is great. But I feel like that they're getting closer and closer with each day. Do you want to hear what Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson had to say?
Do I have a choice?
No.
Okay. Then I guess I want to hear it.
Finally, The Rock is on The Rock. I'm Dwayne Johnson. And you're listening to a guy that looks like Gary Ridgway and another guy that looks like Shrek. It's BJ Miggs on 99.9 KISW. Buy my tequila, Termana. And kiss my ass, BJ.
You're right. It's not that great, but boy, we're not far away from that sounding like it's the. I mean,
it's his voice.
Yeah.
It's just they gotta polish it a little bit.
Still, it's pretty amazing.
He said Terramana, no problem.
Yeah, he did.
Because that's what the Amazon Echo does. They're making words like to be able to speak to you for the most part. Man,
and I just type it in.
Very excited about
within 50. I'm a little weirded out by it, but I think we could have a lot of fun with it. But of course, just like social media, people are going to use it for the wrong reasons.
And what about the right reasons? Like, what if you have a loved one that's gone? Is that weird or not weird if you go, okay, I'm going to have the voice of my Echo be my deceased relative?
I think it's only weird if it's up to the person. Like if I wouldn't do that because I would just kind of like. If I'm driving somewhere and all of a sudden I hear my dead grandfather telling me to make a right, that might make me sad and like put me in a weird mood. But for some people, that might be very comforting.
Yeah, I was thinking of a spouse. Like if you've been married for a long time and, maybe.
Yeah, but you never listen to her when she gave you directions in Hawaii. You think you're going to listen to her when you have the robot version?
She's not going to be on my GPS.
Oh, okay.
I got news for you. My wife is not going to be part of my GPS voice. You're right, because that is not the place for her. But like in the house, hey, what time is it? Or what's the temperature? Or even to be able to have a conversation and go, hey, I got some problems. I want to talk to you. Because if they can really give you good advice, if they can tap into all like the therapeutic databases, but it's like somebody who you love in your life.
You just want an AI therapist that sounds like your aunt?
Or it sounds like my dad or mom.
We're going into the movie Her. Do you guys remember that one with
Yes.
Joaquin Phoenix?
Yes.
Has the conversations with her and all of the
Dude,
above.
but I mean, it's weird, but it's like, wouldn't that be somewhat sweet to be able to like have somebody important in your life give you good advice?
See, I was thinking less creepy because I think they did that in one of the Avengers movies. I think Tony Stark created a program similar to that, but it was more like lifelike, like you could be in it as well, not just watching it on a screen. So how long until we're able to start doing that? Like not just do...
It's a Black Mirror episode. Be right back. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because, a lot of people save voicemails from relatives that have passed.
I have all mine.
Right. Just so that way, like, if you're missing them, you can listen. So I can understand that. Making the model for my mom would be easy, though, for whenever I need advice. Because whenever I used to go to my mom for advice, it would just be one sentence. And just be, what are you going to do? Nothing. That's all she would ever say.
That's great.
It's like, blah, 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 blah. She's like, what are you going to do?
Nothing.
And then I would be like, yeah, I guess you're right.
Is your mom swear like a sailor too, or am I thinking of someone else?
Oh, she has.
Okay,
yeah.
I was going to say that AI would be amazing.
She doesn't swear as much anymore. This was like when she was a little bit younger and fiery.
Here's where I'm getting it
more
from.
Feisty.
If you ever watched any Superman movie or Superman TV show, he's always having conversations with his dead father or his dead mother. That's how they set it up at his Fortress of Solitude. And
so you want your own Fortress of Solitude?
Yeah, he knows she's gone. He knows he's gone. But it's kind of cool because he was a little baby when he was sent away, so he never knew his parents. So to be able to have, granted, it's AI, but it's AI based on their personality. I thought, he knows it's not real, but it's kind of cool that he's like having a conversation with his mom. He never knew.
Someone said, hey, Migs, now you can play drums with Billy Joel.
Ooh.
Oh, F off, kid.
We could write the song called F off, kid.
I love this plan.
Oh man, I'm in.
You're in for Skynet?
Make me a Billy Joel model so I can finally put together a song called F Off Kid, and it'll be the epic anthem that we all needed.
I'm all for it.
One person said, hey, you could use the AI to have Hugo Weaving finally say the thing to you, BJ.
Oh, yes, Mr. Shea, like his iconic character from The Matrix. Oh, I would love Hugo Weaving to do that.
See, this is the thing. I think it'd be a lot of fun with all like the screw around and do silly things, but then like we said, like some people are just going to take advantage and it's going to something weird's going to happen. I don't know what that is.
Oh, yeah, you know that. You know humanity.
People always turn cool things into turds.
We've already seen it with the
Deep
kidnapping.
fakes. Oh, and the deep fakes
yes,
and
the
all
kids.
that.
Yeah, you're right. The scammers that are kidnapping or saying they kidnap kids and calling the parents with the kid's voice.
But that's humans. As an old person, let me tell you, humans have always had such great inspirational moments that have been so good for the whole tribe, if you will. And then there have been the idiots. I mean, there's no difference.
Yeah.
There's always going to be humans that you go, what are you doing? What are you doing, Jimmy? There's always that "what are you doing, Jimmy" of any generation.
But then we could also abuse it. Like let's say one day you're not feeling good and you call in sick and we're like, yeah, okay, BJ, we'll put on some old shows. And then we actually just do a show without you and we have you say stupid stuff all morning.
Ooh, I like that.
I think by the way, I think that would be a hit. How much fun would that be? Because I could do the same thing when you're gone.
Yeah.
Actually, I would have you say smart things because obviously the stupid things people would think you were here.
I mean, I can't argue with you on that.
Yeah, why is Steve sounding so smart? Oh, he's off.
Yeah.
That's it.
He sounds very well spoken today.
Yeah, he really
He must have got a good night's sleep.
He's agreeing with everything BJ says. Is he okay?
Yes.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
We all have tasks we'd like to avoid, like mailing and shipping. It takes time lugging all those letters and packages to the post office. That's why you should try Stamps.com. For 25 years, Stamps.com has made mailing and shipping easy. You get all the services of the post office right on your computer, anytime. No traffic, no waiting, no hassle. Plus, you save money with discounts up to 84% on USPS and UPS. With Stamps.com, all you need is a computer and printer. Print stamps, print shipping labels, and if you sell products online, Stamps.com connects with every major marketplace and shopping cart, so you can spend less time on shipping and more time on your business. Get started with Stamps.com today. Sign up with promo code PROGRAM for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, plus postage and a digital scale. Just go to Stamps.com and enter code PROGRAM.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. There was a dude that was kicked off a plane because he had a meltdown on a Southwest Airlines flight from Baltimore to Orlando. Look, at nothing against Southwest Airlines. I'm not sure I could fly that company.
I've done it for a few hockey tournaments. Had no problem with it.
Oh, yeah.
Pay a couple extra dollars. That way you kind of you pick your seat before, because the whole point is it's pure chaos, and I love chaos.
Oh, so you can pick your seat.
No. Well, you can pay extras to get on the plane quicker than most people, and then you get because it's first come first serve.
Yes.
Oh, I hate that. I want a reserve seat.
See, when I did,
seats are open. Who cares, right?
Yeah. When I flew back from Vegas, because I actually flew from Vegas to Tucson, I had to fly Southwest because it was they don't have any Alaska flights for that leg, and I just did. They like the day before they were like, "Hey, for $15, do you want to upgrade to business class?" And I was like, "Yes," which gets you on the plane the first 15 people.
Yes,
and I got to pick mine immediately. It was so worth it.
All right, well, if that works, I like to I like to know that's my seat right there, and I know when I reserve, and I'm cool.
Yeah.
But you know what? For you wild ones,
for an extra $15, you get on before everyone else.
That's nice.
And then you can see there's the pick of the litter. And then I remember for one of our tournaments, we had a few of us, so I sat in the middle, and then other people were coming on, but my buddies didn't want to pay the extra. Then it kind of got awkward because I'm sitting in the middle, and people are like, "Is this seat taken?" Or hey, would you mind sitting one over? I'm like, nope, I like middle seats. And then they're like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? Why is he sitting in a middle seat?
You wanted the whole row, didn't you?
No, I was waiting for my buddies to get on.
So that they could take
So they could sit next to me.
Look at you. Nice move.
Yeah, so I took one for the team
Yeah,
and
you
paid
did.
extra, and then I had that awkward conversation with everyone and get weird looks like, why is this man sitting in the middle seat?
Now you know.
This tall man.
Right. And I'm just sitting there like all excited 'cause I'm going to Phoenix to go play hockey.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to sit next to you at that point because I always hope it's a very thin person.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's just like, please be thin. But if it was a child, who normally a child is very small, so it doesn't take up a lot of space in the middle seat. But I worry like, well, what if the child's really young and like baby young?
Yeah, because then I think you'd rather someone that's like spilling over the seat than than like a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old that might cry the entire time on the plane.
That's what happened to this guy. He lost it, had a meltdown, and other passengers were filming him. So, of course, they did their duty as reporters.
Yes.
He screamed obscenities at flight attendants about a baby who was crying for 30 to 40 minutes. It is maddening, I will tell you. A crying baby is so maddening.
Well, I mean, shame on him for not having noise-canceling headphones.
Yeah.
I agree with you there.
I've been on planes where babies are crying, and yeah, you hear it, but it's like, I kind of go onto a plane expecting there's going to be a crying baby.
Or somebody just annoying in general. There's also the exact opposite of those, which is like the two adults who just can't shut up the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like at that point, just put on your headphones.
Noise-canceling headphones.
Yeah, plus you have stuff playing as well. You might be able to drown that kid out, but not this guy. Baby's crying for 30 to 40 minutes, and he lost it. Tensions were rising on the plane. The flight was stuck in holding in Palm Beach due to bad weather in the area, so that's another,
so they're already in a bad mood because they're stuck on the plane.
Oh, so, of course, people did get audio of this guy's meltdown, and you can see that as well on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com.
I'm not screaming. You want me to scream? Can you lower that voice? We are in a tin can with a baby in a echo chamber, and you want to talk to me about being okay? So is the baby. Okay, so you're a man. You got pay extra. Oh, you and shut up.
Oh, man, yeah, because some of her, you are yelling back at him. One person's like, sir, you're yelling. He's like, so is the baby. And then the flight attendant says, but you're a man.
Yeah, that's a great line.
And everyone on the plane is just laughing at this guy.
That's the thing, is that there are people just laughing who are recording this, people in the row of the dude that's recording this. And I feel bad for this dude because this is the last straw, the last nerve. I mean, who the hell knows what else that he's got going on in his life. So I feel bad because when you get to that point in life where you lose it and you're just completely unreasonable, there's a lot of straws that no one sees.
He's on the flight with his wife, who looks mortified.
I don't blame her.
And I love there's a part where like the cops come up, and I go, would that be the first thing you'd say to him? Like, sir, have you never flown on a plane before?
Yeah.
Like, do you not realize that this is something that just happens on planes?
It does suck. I mean,
I'm
crying
not saying
baby
it doesn't suck,
is
but-
crying baby is that. If that shrill gets to you and you don't have your noise canceling, you're in trouble.
It never bothers me, honestly.
Oh God, it kills me.
The baby, honestly, the adults talking, just having a full-on conversation bothers me more than a baby.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Well, it depends on whether or not they're including me in the conversation.
Oh. Yeah, I don't want to have a life story. I'm not A&E. You're not getting my biography.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like I just want to sit on the plane, put my headphones on, and doze off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Flying with somebody who is afraid of flying, and she was in my middle seat, and I'm just like, I'm not going to be
you
a
hold her
babysitter.
hand?
No, she literally did probably want that. She would not shut the F up about, and
you should have held her hand.
Yeah, I want, she can hold something else. Seriously.
Well, I mean, that would get you kicked off the plane.
Well, I would be discreet.
Okay.
I would use the blanket that they provide.
Do you need something to hold? I got something for you to squeeze.
I mean, really, it's just like my attitude is like, I'm not your therapist. I'm not your security blanket. And why, if you don't, maybe you shouldn't fly. Maybe
it is funny though.
Fly.
Some people are so. I've never been one that's been terrified. Obviously, there's moments sometimes where you're like, oh, what's going on with the turbulence? But then you realize, okay, it's just you're fine. But like for the most part, like I've never been that person that's been nervous to take off or land, and it's so interesting to me because my wife is terrified of it. And terrified is a strong word, but like she's not a fan of taking off and landing. Once we're on the plane and we're going and it's smooth, then everything's good. But I just have never had that in me, like that fear of flying.
I've never had that fear, but I hate takeoff and landing because it always, if I don't take Dramamine, I will get nauseous and I just miserable.
That sucks.
So
That's what they have the barf bags for, Vicky.
I don't throw up. I'm just
Has
not
anyone ever used a barf bag?
I've never seen anyone actually use one.
Oh, I always carry them with me. I got them in my
Like in
car.
life?
I got them. Yes, and I've borrowed those plain barf bags because at some point someone's going to be in a vehicle and I'm going to go, here you go.
So you have a barf bag ready to go. That's pretty smart.
We did have a radio friend who needed one of those barf bags in an Uber in Chicago, if we remember correctly.
Thankfully, we had a bag
We did have
for like a
bag.
clothing bag.
If Uber drivers don't have barf bags, that's on them.
You know, honestly,
because that's
if they-
your job.
If they're doing like nighttime weekends, they
come on.
probably should just to be
Yeah.
safe.
I mean, you know you got drunk people.
Like you're not encouraging it, but it's good to have it there.
Yeah.
And Danny, I have.
Oh, you've used it?
Oh yeah, it was that one time
On the
remember?
plane?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so hard to be the guy having to do that.
Oh, it was rough. Yeah, that was a rough one. That was the one where like we came back from Florida and I was still hungover. I was still drunk.
You were in bad way. You were in a bad way.
Yeah, and then I ended up hurling into the bag, and I got up and I went to the bathroom and then hurled over the bathroom.
Yeah, that's.
I had to clean it, and then I clean it. I sit back down. The lady next to me, like you could tell at first, like she was like she was very nice to me. Like
Yeah.
we were talking, and she was very sweet, and then. She was just like, "What am I doing?" And then they ended up kicking us off the plane, not because of me, but because of some issues with the plane. And then we got stuck in Florida for like hours.
Yeah.
We took a different plane.
They took
I
a
was
different
very
plane.
happy.
They got home before we even got on another plane to get home.
Oh my god.
I was so happy. I was
not.
I was like, wow, what a great choice.
The worst moment of that entire situation was that they felt bad that they had to like delay it. You know,
Sure.
This is like before I think delays were just common practice, and they gave us a voucher for like $10 for food or something, like $5 or $10. I'm like, all right. So I went and got to this one place, got a barbecue chicken. Again, still hungover, still kind of drunk.
Yeah.
Just hurled over the bathroom, had to clean it. Just not happy. I'm miserable. I get this chicken barbecue burger and I'm so excited to eat it because I need something in me. And I bought it and I got it in my hand and they put so much barbecue sauce on it. As I was about to like put it to my mouth, the chicken patty slid out of the bun and just fell on the airplane floor or the airport.
Yeah.
And I just looked at it and I'm just like, this is my life.
This is the saddest story I've ever heard.
It was like the ultimate kick in the ding-a-ling after you just went through all that other crap.
Yeah. And that even can't be 5-second rule because
No.
it's so wet.
Yeah, you're done.
No, even if it wasn't, I don't think I'd go 5-second rule at an airport. There's just too much.
I would.
Yeah.
I have no standards, Steve.
I went and bought another one and then learned the valuable lesson of keeping the wrapper on the bottom of the...
All these airplane horror stories, of course, springing from the dude that lost it with a crying baby on a Southwest flight. He was recorded. You can check out that video on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com. One of the passengers also on the plane who recorded the video was then interviewed about what happened.
Oh, boy.
So you got to love that they got the photog who was involved, and here's what he said.
Could you believe how this was unfolding as you were watching it?
No, initially, myself and a few of the passengers tried to calm the man down. He just kind of doubled down and kept at it.
It doesn't seem like yelling would quiet a crying baby.
Yeah, it's pretty counterintuitive, right? Now we got 2 crying people on the flight.
I love how they says we try to calm him down. Sir, if you were recording him, I'm not sure how much calming down you were trying to do.
Look at his face.
Yeah.
He loves chaos. He's enjoying
That's a
it.
man after my own heart.
Yes.
He's like, oh, we tried to calm him down. No, you didn't.
He's like, we're stuck on this plane. At least I can be entertained by this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely popcorn momenting right there. He's got the popcorn.
I still kick myself for not asking for the lady's Instagram handle because there was a woman on the plane that came up to us and just like complimented my wife. Didn't compliment me because she realized I had nothing to do with this. I was asleep on the flight. But she was just telling my wife how awesome it was to watch our child just playing. And she had like these little stickers that like those like peelable stickers on the windows.
Nice.
And the ladies like showed us on our Instagram. She's like, I posted about it on my Instagram and took a picture of Tatum playing on there. And I should have been like, delete that.
That's what you should be.
No.
Get my kid and wife's pictures out your damn phone.
I would have been kind of cool to read what the caption was because I was like, that's pretty awesome. Even like a flight attendant made it a point to say, I got to start doing this with my kid. Like, your kid's been awesome.
Oh, the caption probably means, look at these irresponsible parents just buying all these things for the kid.
I know. So
Let her cry like everybody else.
Spoiling your child.
How long was that flight?
That was to California. I mean, no, sorry, that was to Florida for Disney World. That's
Yeah,
like
that's a long flight.
5+ hours.
All right.
And how are her ears? Because we're going to be taking my little brother on his
That's
first
the thing
flight,
with
and that's what I'm
kids.
scared of.
We had sucking candies, but like
Okay.
like a
Yeah,
lollipop.
but what about for her?
Oh yeah, I know, right? But she didn't. It didn't bug her whatsoever. I
That's
thought for
awesome.
sure that was going to be an issue because that messes with my ears bad. like where I want to cry.
And it sometimes hurts kids. I mean, they're crying because they're in pain.
Yeah, Lily never had it either with her ears because we took her on a plane when she was 6 months old, and she never had to. She was not one for a pacifier, and she hardly liked to drink from her bottle either. So it was like, oh, we were so nervous, but never got to her.
Weird how some kids react different. It's adults too. Like, if I don't have something in my ears, like they have like those little earplugs that you buy, the airplane earplugs that I don't know what they do, but it works like a charm for me.
Yeah. Oh wow, I got to get those.
Yeah, at the Hudson stores.
Oh, all right, Hudson.
You screw them into your ear, kind of like.
Can you still hear your stuff? Like if you have headphones, or are you screwed?
If you have over ear headphones, sure. But honestly, like what I've realized, even like using in ear, like my noise canceling headphones, that works pretty much the same. It does pretty much the same thing. I think it's like kind of like maybe opening up your ear. At least that's what I tell myself. But it seems to be working.
This is all good
stuff. Yeah, but the screwy ones are kind of cool. Like you screw them in, that kind of feels fun, but never yank them out.
Oh.
Because it hurts.
Oh, so you got to unscrew them.
Yeah, it's rubber. It's not like anything or like some kind of silicone kind of a thing. But like
sort of like an arrow.
Yanking them out just causes like some serious displeasure.
Oh,
so just a heads up.
Probably a pressure thing.
Yeah, it might be. So just screw them back out, as silly as that sounds.
These are good tips, man.
Yeah, when you screw in your ear, you always screw it out.
I survived the flight, but then Steve told me how to pull these out wrong, and I blew out my eardrums. Congratulations to me. Well, there you go. All because of this dude that lost it with a baby crying on the plane, which you can see the video because, hey, somebody did their job and recorded the crazy man.
Now, if the family that had the crying kid gave him like a little gift bag, you know how some families do that? Like they give like a little gift bag with a note saying, "Hi, I'm Charlie. I'm a baby and I'm going to cry. So here's some chocolate."
And an earplug. I've seen people give earplugs too.
Do you think that guy would be as angry?
I wonder. You know, I've been really like deep diving into people that got issues because I'm a person that has issues.
Have you? Well, that sounds like a lot of fun in your free time.
Well, you know, I'm me. What are you going to do?
Yeah, fair.
And it's hard to reason with an unreasonable person. Once they're over the deep end, there's not much you can do to make them realize they're over the deep end. Then you just got to treat them as if, okay, this person's in trauma, this person's like been wronged, whatever, and then any good therapist goes, all right, let's treat that, as opposed to going, dude, you're imagining things, you're way overreacting. He's gone. He's done.
Well, if they're over the edge, so you just can't be like, dude, here's a chocolate bar. Would that work?
For me, boy, that might work.
I was going to say that might set him off even earlier because at that point you're already saying like our kid's going to cry, and if he's already on edge, he's going to be like, I'm waiting for this kid to cry.
Cheryl, I told you this plane was going to be doomed for us.
But I'm going to say this. I mean, when you're in a tube and for whatever reason you don't leave and you're stuck there and stuck there and stuck there, I really think, I know security's whatever, but you might be better just unloading people back on into the airport.
I agree.
You know, they got to figure out a better way because that guy may not have been set off if he could have, you know, some people have claustrophobia.
Yeah.
Get them the hell out. If you can't be gone in less than an hour. I'll give you an hour. I will stay on your plane for an hour, and even I think that's too long. But if it's more than an hour, you know what? Get me the F off your plane till you figure it out.
Well, and then they get mad, too, because they lock the bathrooms, and you can't get up to go to the bathroom.
That's BS.
You might leave any minute, and it's like the bathrooms are locked, and it's like, I need to pee. Like, what am I supposed to do here?
Squirt all over
medical
the floor.
Condition.
Barf bag.
Danny, medical condition. I say, look, here's the deal. Either I will expose myself or you will have a lawsuit because I have a medical condition and we've been on this plane way too long for me. You need to let me use. And usually they go, you can use the bathroom. Because that at that point they're being unreasonable. It's like I'll pee my pants, or I will, you know. Either way, your company's
on the guy
trouble.
in seat A1.
Yeah, and A1, you know how he is. He doesn't like crying babies. How's he going to like me? Basically, going all, you know.
Yeah, but if they said, "Hey, we're going to get everyone off the plane," it means that like when we do take off, it's going to add an extra 15 minutes. I'd be okay with that.
Me too.
I'd much rather that. Just
Reboard
to be able to,
us.
Yep. Let me go to a little place to get some food. Go to the bathroom, just kind of stretch my legs.
Such BS. It really is such, well, for security reasons. Go F yourself for security reasons. You've already scanned me how many times? I mean, really, you know what? Open the doors.
Yeah. You're about to scan this.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's a question from a listener. My house is currently in foreclosure. I've stopped making payments. What can I do to save my house?
If you're already in foreclosure behind on your mortgage, you can stop the foreclosure by filing a bankruptcy. There's different types of bankruptcy. Chapter 13 can help you catch up on your house payments if you're behind. It would mean that you'd have to start making your house payments again and catch up on the amount that you're behind over 5 years. You could also take off or strip off your second mortgage, which would help you to reduce your housing payment every month, especially once you're done with the plan and done catching up on your first mortgage. We could also try to buy you some time by filing a Chapter 13 case. Filing a Chapter 13 would definitely stop your foreclosure.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. And thanks for listening.
Need a uniform refresh? Try Lands' End Business for fully customized clothing and promotional products featuring your logo and colors, all expertly made. Go to business.landsend.com/LE2023 and use promo code LE2023 for 20% off your order.
Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey there, everybody. I'm Melvin Robert from the TV show Extra. Every day on our show, we talk to the biggest celebrities and the biggest newsmakers around. We get exclusive details about hookups and breakups, baby news, and the behind-the-scenes info from your favorite TV shows and movies. But we can only fit so much on our show. That's where Extra the podcast comes in. Listen and follow Extra the podcast and Odyssey Podcast on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com.
Let's play Beat Migs.
It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know Lance from Graham is. Lance, are you there?
I'm ready to beat Migs.
Yeah.
This is the
Lance.
day. Isn't this Graham's day? Is this the Graham Cracker Day today? Or was that yesterday?
That was not today.
Oh,
that was yesterday.
Well, happy Graham Cracker Day belated. Sorry.
BJ, you're losing your mind.
I am.
Losing it. It's been lost.
That's very true.
Now
All
we're
right.
never getting it back.
I know,
want
really.
a s'more. Somebody get me a s'more.
All right, Stu, now get out.
And yes, it was yesterday that was National Graham Cracker Day.
Wow.
I have a day off. That's all.
Ay. For those playing at
Call me
home,
a cracker.
Lance has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Elvis Presley's favorite sandwich was French bread, peanut butter, bananas, and what?
Bacon.
Yes. Where is the most active volcano in the world located?
Hawaii.
Yes. The 2 metals that bronze is mainly comprised of is copper and what?
Iron.
No.
Carbon.
No.
Pass.
Beginning with L, what is the real first name of Reese Witherspoon?
Lisa.
No.
Lauren.
No.
Laura.
Yes. What is the capital of Oregon?
Salem.
Yes. Hello Kitty made its first appearance in what decade?
70s.
Yes. What actress played Molly in the sitcom Mike and Molly?
That's Melissa McCarthy.
Yes. Andrew Roddick is famous for playing what sport?
Tennis.
Yes. What is a baby snake called?
Pass.
How many zeros are in 1 trillion?
10.
No. 1, 2, 3. You get 7 correct.
All right. It's not
though.
bad.
That is pretty
We have a
dang
chance.
good.
We have a chance.
Oh, I think Lance is going to do it.
Oh, you think Steve's out on this one, huh?
Oh, I really do.
Oh, she's got no confidence in Steve at all.
I don't.
Wow.
Even though Steve barely won last time. So.
Dominated. What are you talking
You
about?
dominated
Yeah.
the 2-1.
Hey.
Hey, it's a win.
It was a
big
pitcher's
W.
Steve, are you ready? Elvis Presley's favorite sandwich was French bread, peanut butter, bananas, and what?
Peanut butter, bananas, and French bread. Oh, man. What the hell else was on? Jelly?
No.
Bacon.
Yes.
Yeah, thank
Where
you.
is the most active volcano in the world located?
Hawaii.
Yes. The two metals that bronze is mainly comprised of is copper and what?
Zinc.
No.
Silver.
No.
Gold.
No. Beginning with L, what is the first real name of Reese Witherspoon?
Luana.
No.
Lori.
No.
Laura.
Yes.
Nice.
What is the capital of Oregon?
Bend.
No.
Eugene.
No.
Portland.
No.
Bend.
Hello Kitty made its first appearance in what decade?
I can go 50s.
No.
60s.
No.
40s.
No.
70s.
Yes.
Damn it.
What actress played Molly in the sitcom Mike and Molly?
Oh. What's her face? What's her name?
Yeah, you know
Melissa McCarthy.
Yes. Andrew Roddick is famous for playing what sport?
I'm going to go tennis.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is a baby snake called?
Baby
snake ski?
No.
Snake ski.
3. Steve, you get 5 correct, which is a loss. 7
Nice
to 5.
work, Lance.
Nice.
You did it,
Good game,
buddy.
Steve. Love the show, you guys.
Thank you, Lance. You rock.
Thanks, buddy.
Damn it. At least
Oh.
I was going to really kick myself if the 70s Hello Kitty got me. Would have led to a tie, but it didn't.
No, but it did lead to this. Oh, Steve's back on track. I love it. By rights, you should have lost the first game, but
no, I won the game.
I know, but your opponent, could have been better.
Definitely. They both could have been better last game. The two metals that bronze is mainly comprised of is copper and
Oh,
aluminum.
Did somebody say
Tin.
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 Yeah.
Steve, the capital of Oregon is Salem.
Salem.
Lance
Come
got
on,
that
man.
correct. Hello Kitty's was the 70s.
Yep.
And does anyone know what a baby snake is called? I don't know if anyone would get this.
A snakeling.
Danger noodle.
Slither.
Tadpole.
A pig is a piglet.
A snakelet.
A snakelet.
Yeah.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah. I said snakeling, but okay, snakelet.
It's
All right.
snakelet.
I know, but I mean, I thought snakeling was a joke, and turns out I was really close with snakelet.
Yeah, it's a little snakelet.
Wow. Okay.
I know. Well, congratulations, Steve, on losing.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations, Steve.
You guys.
You really lost. Really proud of you. All right, I might have had this fight with Danny. I don't know. I had this fight with somebody, but Slate.com just did a big article about how car companies are ditching touchscreens and bringing back more buttons and knobs.
Okay.
Finally.
Did you guys have a fight about this?
No,
Yeah, we did.
I said that I prefer touchscreens, and BJ got angry at me.
Oh.
I did because...
And then he had a fight with himself while I just said, no, touchscreens are better.
Aha.
Yeah.
Dude, they have made trying to get heat on in your car so complicated that it used to be a very easy thing to do. Like I have a 2004. It is not. Danny, you're wrong about this because they're bringing it back. You don't. You have to look at your touchscreen to put your heat on. I don't. I know how to put either AC, whatever I
You
want.
got the knobs and the buttons.
Yeah, knobs and buttons. I don't even have to take my eyes off the road because of the idea that you
feel
use your
around.
fingers. Yeah. And using a touchscreen, I thought this, and it's also ridiculous because you're banging on it, and if it doesn't hit it the right way, it's like, dude, this
Your
is
fat
so
finger,
not
and
better.
next thing you know, you're changing the radio station when all you wanted to do is turn up the heat.
And it turns out, here it is. We thought touchscreens were fancy, and they just wanted to be on the cutting edge. Oh, it turns out they're cheaper. That's why they didn't want to worry about putting more knobs on. They were like, oh, this is great. We don't have to put knobs on anymore because they're only like $50 per screen, which pisses me off because we were told when we bought a new car, if your screen goes down, you're going to have to pay a lot of money to figure it
Yeah.
out, even though they're $50 to put on there. What a markup.
Well, it is kind of funny that we encourage everyone, like, hey, don't text and drive. Don't text and drive, which I get. Like, don't text and drive. Don't get your eyes off of the road. But then with a touchscreen, it's basically like you're texting and driving.
It's like you're using an iPad when you're driving.
Kind of.
Yeah. And
I have the perfect world, a little bit of video, a little bit of buttons. You know,
yeah, I like it.
2017 Jeeps, man, they made it work right.
Yeah, I mean that's where put your map on there, big enough so that you can have your map, like so that your phone can be the map, and
Yep.
I like that. But yeah, let me get my heat on and stuff without having a touchscreen.
My wife's got a lot of the touchscreen type stuff, and there are times where I'm just like, I don't even know what I'm doing right now.
How are we on the keyless cars, like the ones where you have the button to push on, or some where I think you can do a thumbprint or something?
They're amazing.
Like I've never driven one.
Can you lock yourself out of it while it's
That's
still running?
the key.
That's the question.
Probably.
No, they're designed for you, Vicky.
Yeah,
These
really
new
are.
cars
They
are
are.
literally made so you cannot you can't lock yourself out.
My car beeps at me if I leave the keys in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
And
one
then
won't let it unlock. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I have an app that I can unlock it with if for some reason I would.
And Danny, younger drivers are the ones saying, "Please give us knobs back." It's not just us old people.
Look at that.
Yeah, Danny. So
I
you're-
like the screens. That's
You're
all I'm
wrong.
saying. No,
You are
I'm
so
right.
wrong
No,
about it.
so right. They're the easiest
So
thing
do
to
you,
navigate.
do you have yours that it covers the heat? It covers everything?
No, I think mine's like yours, like a little bit of both. Like
Okay.
the screens are basically just for like the audio and everything like that. The
crazy
heat's
ones-
never been that bad though for me.
The crazy one is when you have like the little mouse pad thingy.
I don't
the
like
little
that.
wheel thing on like the actual console.
Oh, it's horrible.
That
Yeah.
thing I don't like at all because those ones, especially that you could put it into neutral and like, have you seen those?
Yes.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's my wife's car is like that, where you have a screen, but you have to use a knob to get to the
Yeah,
right
that's how
thing.
my wife's car is, too.
And I'm just like, I have to roll this knob around, looking at the screen to get to my heat option.
I feel like I'm playing
This-
Pong or something like
Yeah,
that. Like, what
it's
the hell's
like,
going on here?
This is the worst interface ever. Just give me back the knobs, and I can go, and I know that's the heat, and then boom, and I get to roll up how big the fan is. That's it.
Have you guys seen the cars with the cameras inside the vehicle so you can monitor your kids?
Wait, what?
Yeah, my cousin got a brand new car. She's got 3 little kids, and there's a little feature where your backup camera is, and you can check on your kids, so you can be yelling
That
like,
pisses
"Stop
me
hitting
off.
your sister!"
That has been my like little get rich quick idea forever. It's like
You
I
lost
need
it, buddy.
I was like, because after having Tatum, it's like it would be nice to be able to like have ability to see what she's doing in the back seat on our monitor, like how
Yeah.
you reverse.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, someone invents that. Again, one of my brilliant ideas that I'll never put any effort into, and someone already did.
Somebody did, buddy.
Well, there goes the money I never was going to make anyway.
Yeah. So many great ideas. So much disappointment.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. Hey, you got something to say? I got something to say. They're wild, rabid, and on the loose. This is Listeners on the Loose.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. Also, the number to text. 206-803-ROCK. Just remember when you get through, Steve's got something he wants you to do.
It's a simple thing. Just show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong you. And then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text. Daniel in Tacoma, you're on the Rock.
Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today?
What's up, Daniel?
Is Daniel the guy that didn't... I think Daniel was the guy that didn't want people to know it was Daniel.
Yes, it was. Yeah, we're on to you again.
Yeah.
Oh, I know you guys are. First off, thank you so much for putting on such a top quality, top shelf performance every single day. You make my drive that much better.
Wow.
So,
Why do I
to
feel-
repay you guys,
Is that a
I
sandwich?
want
Is that a compliment
What?
sandwich? We about to get a piece of bologna like you guys are a-holes in the middle? What do we got?
So
you know
bologna's
what?
considered the
So
a-hole.
long as you guys are okay with my imaginary cooking, I will cook up anything for you guys. So just say it and I will give it to you.
All right.
Anywho, so I have a question for everybody today.
Okay.
If y'all woke up with superpowers, what would y'all have? I would have shape-shifting powers because that's what I would want.
You'd be like a changeling chameleon kind of person.
Like the Wonder
Yes,
Twins.
because I would love to do that, and then I would go straight into acting because then I could be anything.
Well, that's interesting. I think a lot of people might use it for more nefarious purposes. Like go in locker rooms and go, hey, what's
Yeah,
up?
like they really go be invisible. I mean, that seems a little. I don't want to do that anymore. I'm a man of
Oh, that was your thing?
I'm a man of integrity now.
Integrity.
man, BJ.
Especially on an X-Files episode, a guy wished that with a genie and he got hit by a bus because no one could see him.
Huh. Oh, ouch.
Yeah, so maybe, yeah.
I got one.
Yes.
Ability to fly. I know it's a tried and true one, but how great would that be?
How are you? And you're okay with heights?
Oh, yeah. Well, especially if I can fly, I don't have to worry about dying. Like, I could jump off a building and just fly.
Dude, you could fly, okay, and still like land and kill yourself. I mean, you don't have Superman powers. You can only fly. You may not be indestructible.
That is a very good point.
Yeah.
I definitely, and there isn't like if I want to learn how to ride a motorcycle, I could go to a motorcycle like classes to learn. There's not really any classes that teach you how to fly.
Not as like without a plane.
Well, I mean, I think I'll take it. I'll take it like lightly at first. Maybe I'll just like fly over like a shallow body of water.
Okay, good call.
Just kind of like ease into it, but I still want to fly. That way, if I just don't feel like taking my car, I could be like, I'll just fly somewhere.
All right, how about you, Vicky? If you had a superpower, what would it be?
See, I was going to say, because I am tired of commuting, I'm going to say teleportation.
Ooh, good one.
That's a lot quicker than flying.
Yeah,
Right.
man.
It's like, oh, you know what? I totally forgot something at home. Give me a sec. Got
Okay.
it.
Knowing you, Vicky, though, you would probably have some problems with it and not end up where you're trying to go.
Yeah, I'd probably end up in a wall or something.
She'd get lost, and she's like, guys, I'm sorry, I'm in Egypt right now. How
Yeah,
are you
exactly.
in Egypt?
Yeah.
I
It's like,
said
wait.
Enumclaw, and my thing said it must have heard me wrong.
It's like, yeah, I was just following my, teleportation app. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to be there. Sorry.
All right, Joey Dees, how about you?
I'm going super speed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that way, you could be a racer. They wouldn't necessarily know how fast you were, so you could still be an athlete if you wanted to.
Oh.
Would it help your basketball game?
Oh, most definitely, dude. I would never miss a layup.
Yeah, I
But
suppose.
see, ability to fly, you could slam dunk at will.
But they would know you were cheating.
No, it's not cheating if that's my skill set. It's not like I'm taking steroids.
Well, see, he's trying to make it look like he's just runs fast. Like he would just sort of like slow down a little bit, and that way he just like he's just an ordinary.
But what
guy
if he
who's
gets
really
pissed?
fast.
All of a sudden, he's like Jack from The Incredibles.
That would be a problem. I'm going to ask Danny V but he doesn't even like superhero stuff, so I don't even know if he knows one.
But he knows what the concept of a superhero is.
Does he though?
And I'm actually just gonna bum off Vicky's and go with transportation. It would be so easy or teleportation, and just be able to go to Tucson and see Lily every night and hang out.
That's the responsible thing to do.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Couldn't
Plus-
even pick a different one because he doesn't know any of the
that's true,
superpowers.
yeah.
But
Plus,
also
I
then
want to
you-
go to Disneyland every night too.
If you felt like going to see like a concert festival that's like not in town, like the Aftershock Festival, I'm like, I don't have to worry about getting on a flight.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. It depends too.
I could fly there too.
The real geeky part of it is like a lot of teleporters have to be able to see where they're going. Like they could look across the street and go, all right, I want to be on that building. But if you can't see where you're going, how do you get there?
I think I'll stick with flying. I just know where
flying,
I'm
well,
going.
yeah.
Then I land and wherever the concert is, and be like, "Holy crap! This dude just flew here. We'll buy him a beer."
Wow, you know what? Your superpower also comes with delusion.
I could also. It'll definitely improve my wrestling game. I could do crazy high flying moves.
Yeah.
But if you're flying far distances, I've actually considered this before. Wear a helmet so you don't get bugs stuck in your teeth. Like
I
your
love
car
that
does.
Vicky thought about, hey, if I ever get superpowers and flies, I know what's
And
up.
fly, yeah.
I'm glad that you're thinking about all like the little nitpicky things
Yeah,
in a make believe scenario.
Of course.
Appreciate you.
Wait, your brains don't go 100 miles a minute, like constantly on?
No, not at all.
I see your daughter's in the room.
There she is.
I would definitely. Oh man, actually, I'm torn between two. Okay, the first one, super strength.
Oh yeah.
I would like to be able to lift a car, no big deal, with one arm. How
Yeah.
impressive would that be?
That'd be awesome if you can't find parking and you just pick up a car and move it.
Right? You just
You take
chuck
the
it.
spot.
Sorry, not my problem. Or I'd want the whole.
Chuck it.
yeah. Or I'd want the whole. You'd be able to like reach your hand out and levitate anything.
Oh,
Have everything.
Telekinesis.
Telekinesis.
That's funny. So I just said, what about telekinesis? You can fly, move stuff around with your mind, and technically you can also protect yourself with it too.
Yeah.
Just like a Jean Grey, Dark
That
Phoenix.
would be so cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so one of those.
Telekinesis would be actually pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Somebody's like standing in front of you at like a concert and you're not really feeling it. You just whoop, 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 whoop.
Oh, whoop, 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 whoop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Put them down. They're like, how did I get here?
Yeah. Yeah. I can just move Tatum if I don't feel like getting up because Dad's getting too old for this crap. Whoop, whoop. Now you're sitting on the couch with me.
Exactly. Yeah, move her close to you. Okay,
Yeah.
you're safe now. She keeps going to run away. Nope, come back.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be awesome. What a trick that would be. It's fun, like with an animal too. Like cats, they could just move stuff around and they'd be like, what is happening?
I feel like that's taking helicopter parenting to another level, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, now in the world of comics, we go back and forth about whether or not a telekinetic has better protection powers or somebody who can erect force fields, like Sue Storm from the Fantastic Four. I would like her ability because as they've written her over the years, she ends up being the most powerful member because her force fields are pretty impenetrable.
What the hell do I need a force field for?
Because I'm a coward.
So what are you worried about? People are going to be throwing knives at you?
Shooting at me, whatever.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
I could build a force field that could definitely help my goalie game.
Oh, you would. Yeah, a 5-hole field.
Yeah, just build a whole force field around me and the net, and everyone just shoots. I'm just standing there like, hey, guys.
Hey.
Kiss my ass.
That's
Zero goals against average.
There you go. See, so I don't know. I don't know which is more powerful, but that was always me. I want force fields just that way no one can mess with me.
I feel like you're wasting a power right there.
Oh, wow.
Personally.
Yeah,
I can't believe you're force field shaming me.
You should have super strength because you'd be the most unassuming person to be super strong.
There's always somebody stronger. Like the Thing always thought he was the man until the Hulk came along and kicked his ass.
But again, when are you abusing these things? Practically, when are you going to need to have a force field?
When anybody tries to mess with my ass.
When has that happened in the last 5 years?
Wish you had one
and
before.
you can protect a bunch of people with it. Like if somebody goes crazy in a situation, you just tell everybody to get behind you and you affect
But again,
the force
when
wall.
in the last 5 years has something crazy
When do you ever need to fly to a concert that you think you got?
Have you seen gas prices?
Every week we need to fly to a concert.
Today, I'd like to fly home and not have to worry about driving.
Well, there are people that the bad things happen to people, but I'd be there protecting them.
When are you out about trying to protect people?
If I had a force field, I'd feel better and be going out more.
You'd still be sitting on a table playing board games with your friends. Now they just can't touch you.
I wouldn't have to sit on a table. I could be sitting on a force field.
And then he would complain about it because he'd forget to turn the force field off.
Right. How are you going to move your objects with your force field?
Worst thing ever. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
What if you forget to turn it off when you go to the bathroom? Next thing you know, you're just going to wee all over yourself.
Oh, that would be bad. You're right, dude.
Right?
That's a good point. That would you can't be drunk with a force field.
No,
Right.
I don't think a force. I think you're wasting your superhero powers on this one.
All right. Well,
I agree.
Oh, you know what? Both of you can just. You know what? You know what you can do with a force field?
What?
You can basically cut off somebody's air. Put a force field around your head. You dead.
Oh, so now you want to kill people?
Well, what are you going to do with your? If you have super strength, what are you going to do? I mean, you're going to be
pick up cars.
She's throwing cars everywhere. She's probably going to kill somebody, and not me.
People.
I will have a force field to protect me from your car flying into the air.
Super strength would be great to go to the gym and just mess with people.
Right?
Like, I'll put another one on there. A couple more plates. Sir, that we've never seen that happen before, and do it with one arm.
Oh, that would be amazing. Amazing. And you could lift buildings.
Yeah.
You could lift whatever you want.
Okay, well, and if you drop that building, who's going to be there? Force field Freddy.
I have two people straddle the barbell as I do my bench press because I need more weight on there, and then they're just like, what? And it's just like 3-4 people just all holding on,
And it's like nothing to you.
and you're like whoop whoop whoop.
Okay, so you got to. Now you've gone from flying to super strength.
Well, I'm just saying this is a good reason to have it. At least I'd use it every day.
Okay,
you're never going to use a force field.
I can't believe it. One day you're going to need one. And when I'm not coming over. You just wait.
Fine.
You're gonna have
I just think that of all the things you went with, the force field.
You have a hole in your roof. It's going to be raining.
never have you come into work like, guys, you won't believe yesterday somebody threw a fork at me.
You know why? Because of my force field. I can't tell you.
It's a fork. Like the most innocent weapon ever.
Yeah, here comes a fork.
BJ couldn't handle it, though.
Right.
If only I had this force field.
Yeah, really.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
La nueva marca Brake Best Select Pro de O'Reilly Auto Parts eleva el estándar de las balatas y discos de freno para vehículos nacionales. Para fórmulas de fricción específicas para cada vehículo, cuñas antirruido Quitec y herrajes de acero inoxidable, elige Brake Best Select Pro de venta exclusiva en tu tienda O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text. It's Thompson on I-5. Thompson, you're on The Rock. Hello, Thompson. Is that you, Thompson?
Yeah, that's me. How you doing, guys? BJ Shane.
Who cares? All right. Well, what do you got for us, buddy?
Hey, so on the topic on the mushrooms here, all the mushrooms here in Washington are actually edible.
Oh, boy, that's really
I'm not willing to take that chance,
Thompson,
man.
every single mushroom that I see in the ground, I can eat. Is that what you're trying to allege that?
At least once.
At least what?
At least one time.
At least once.
Until you're dead.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Thompson, I'm not taking your word for this.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can't. Well, God forbid if somebody heard that half of that and go, "Oh, I heard you can eat any mushrooms you
BJ
want."
Miggs said you could just eat all the mushrooms.
Yeah,
and
all right.
drink bleach.
Well,
It's supposed to
Thompson,
be good for you.
You're another fine example of expert call screening from my son. Thank you, Thompson.
It was on topic, on brand.
Yeah. So again, I would not eat any mushrooms that you find anywhere, on the ground until you have experts tell you it's okay.
Dakota from Granite Falls texted in and said, "Woodland animals eat psychedelic mushrooms often. Actually, that's got to be nuts."
I wonder how that affects them.
Do you think they're just tripping balls as we're like walking around? They're just looking at us like, "Who are these weird people with like clothes on? Like they're animals, but they're not."
Wouldn't it be weird if it just doesn't do anything to them? You know what I mean? Like their bodies.
Why aren't you guys naked, showing your dongage like us? It's crazy, man.
That's what Steve the Squirrel would say.
That'd be so weird.
Well, it would be weird if they have that, like if they're tripping, but they don't have the same kind of brains we do. So I don't know how they process that, because I get so scared tripping. But they don't. They don't have. I mean, they do what they do and they're done.
I remember a long time ago when I remember doing the ecstasy days and just being in my house or my apartment just on it, and then my roommate had a dog and it came over and sat next to me and it started licking my arm. I'm like, don't do that. And I was so scared that because I've heard stories if you sweat or whatever, you could get someone like
like the dog could get. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, like that. Don't do that's weirding me out. I'm afraid that you're going to get high, and then you start hanging with the dog. You're we could totally it's such a weird thing being around an animal when you're tripping.
Man, I just wow, I would love to know. I always just wanted to see how do dogs see? How do they I'd love to be able to process life the way they do.
You want to be a dog
hearing.
for a day?
I wouldn't mind seeing how dogs see.
Maybe you'd like them then.
Yeah.
I mean, today's been a very monumental day. You've apologized to The Rock for making fun of him for Instagram posting as much as he does. Now, all of a sudden, you want to see life through the eyes of a canine.
I just want I don't want to live their life. I just want to see how their eye, because I heard, and I've heard so many different wives' tale about the color spectrum, but apparently it's not black and white like everybody said. They do see colors.
And our dog Lulu lost her vision. A lot of people are like, luckily dogs, they can still get by fine with their senses. Without, obviously, vision would be nice. And there's moments where Lulu just walks into a wall, and I'm like, oh, poor thing,
Yeah.
But she gets by fine. I take her on walks all the time.
And she's cool?
Yeah, I've made it a point now. I just walk in the same areas. You know what I mean?
When was the last time you took her to a vet just to say, hey, how do you think she's doing?
Oh, it was less than a year ago.
Oh, cool. So yeah, as long as the vet's giving you a thumbs up, you're fine.
Oh yeah, no, she's fine. Health wise, she's fine. It's just it's just the vision's gone.
Yeah, I just remember with our dog, I wish I had taken her to the vet to sort of get we took her when it was too late, and the vet was like, yeah, you probably should have come to me a lot sooner. We had no idea that the dog was done. We just because I never had a dog to know when they're done.
Yeah.
You just don't know. Which is an interesting thing about how we are with humans and dogs. It's there are so many humans that are done, and we just, we don't treat them as mercifully as we do dogs. When they come,
humans are pains in our asses, man. Dogs aren't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, when they're in their last days, humans. But see, the problem is at least I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if the veterinary industry becomes, to me, as money grubbing as the human medical industry, because I think some people are left alive, and you're like, dude, they can't be having a quality life. How is that?
No, I've known some old people who are like, how you doing? Just waiting to close my eyes and not open it again. I'm like, okay, it's fun talk.
That was my grandpa since he was about 75.
Yeah, dude, I've had some people in my life where they're just waiting to die.
Yep.
And that, I mean, maybe that's a mental health thing, but from a physical standpoint, seeing how my dog was, I had no, when the vet told me, hey, dude, here's what your dog's going through, I'm like, oh my God, I had no clue. And he's like, yeah, so it's time to, be cool. And I mean, of course, that's a horrible thing anybody has to face in life. I get it. But, it'd be nice that we could do that with humans and go, look, I mean, we want to be merciful to people, but, too many people got their own ideas. All right, let me go talk to Jake in Victoria, BC. Jake, you're on the Rock.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Not too bad, Jake. What you got?
So about the psychedelic mushrooms with wild animals.
Oh, my God. What? We have got the highest audience out of any. I mean, you know what? How many things do we throw out there to people? But you want to talk about mushrooms and getting high? Oh,
mushrooms is
everybody does the mushrooms.
Blown up on text about mushrooms. People love to talk about mushrooms here in Washington.
BJ just is mad at mushrooms.
Yeah, I just know Washington State. Well, now I know what our brand is. Our brand is we're all high on mushrooms. What you got? All right, Jake, what's up?
So about 3 or 4 years ago, I was with my stepdad, and he does sound audio for, like, not National Geographic, but that kind of, like, nature documentaries.
So he's out doing nature stuff.
Oh, yeah. And so we were up in northern BC, and we were doing a spirit bear, like the white black bears. We were doing a documentary about them.
The white black bears? I don't even know what the hell that is. Is it a bear that's black and white?
It's a black bear that's got like a recessive gene that makes them white.
Oh,
like an albino?
Oh, so it's
it looks like a polar bear, but
wow!
It's not.
And they really call them the white black bears. I have never heard of that bear before. I would have thought that was just a polar bear. That's awesome.
Yeah, and so we came across one jumping around in a field, and it was doing the craziest stuff, and we found out that, there's psychedelic mushrooms all around, and it had been eating them for probably a couple days.
Whoa, man. So it does affect them. They trip out.
Coming next from the creators of Cocaine Bear.
Mushroom Bear.
Oh, I was thinking Psychedelic Bear.
Even better. They do acid and mushrooms.
Seth Rogen's going to make that movie.
And then there's Molly Bear. He'll just hug you. Give you the ultimate bear hug.
Oh, I'd be so happy.
Thanks, Jake.
Till I
And appreciate the info. That's, by the way, up in Victoria. Thanks for listening on the Odyssey app. AUDACY, Odyssey.
Molly Bear listens to Tiesto and will bear hug you so hard that you explode.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and like, why does nature do that to them? Do they need to be high? Because,
or maybe just the mushrooms are so delicious that they just keep eating them.
Yeah.
And then they're like, man, these mushrooms make me feel good too.
Yeah, they can't figure out the difference either.
Well, that they should know. Like their body. I mean, it's not good for you to have that stuff in your system, right? Normally,
I don't know. People microdose.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but we're not supposed to. It's supposedly illegal, right?
Well, I mean, there's a difference between being illegal and being okay for your body, though.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
I mean, I've never met anyone that's like had something bad happen, like, I got cancer from doing mushrooms.
That bear probably knows more about life than we do.
Maybe, yeah.
Yes, it knows the meaning of life.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, it's like if nature, like they pretty much all the animals know what to do. You know what I mean?
Maybe that's why they hibernate. They're just tripping their face off. They're like, I need to lay down.
How cool is that?
I can't handle this anymore, man. I've been tripping for the last 6 months.
I would love to be in a bear's head to like know what the hell's going on, like why he's like what he's doing.
First he wanted to be a dog, now he wants to be a bear.
Well, yeah,
apparently bears are on benders.
Yeah, bear on benders.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another question from a listener. I have a mountain of credit card bills and consumer debt. Can I still keep my house if I file bankruptcy?
Yes, you almost always can keep your home and your house, your car in a bankruptcy. Depending on what type of bankruptcy you file, would depend on whether or not, for example, you can keep your vehicles if you have payments on them still. You can almost always keep your home if you're current on the payments on your home, even in full bankruptcy. In Chapter 13, you can also keep those items. If you're behind on your house, you could catch your house payments up in a Chapter 13, take off a second mortgage in a Chapter 13. So keeping your primary assets like a home and car is almost always possible in bankruptcy.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. And thanks for listening.
When it comes to personal style, it's not just about a signature look. You can build your style piece by piece. With new colors, fabrics, and styles, it's the perfect time to add new layers with Indochino. From classic suits to stylish outerwear, get made-to-measure quality at an off-the-rack price. Add fresh layers to your fall style with Indochino. Go to Indochino.com and use code PODCAST to get 10% off any purchase $3.99 or more. That's 10% off at INDOCHINO.com, code PODCAST.